We getting started. We smoking some Zaza. You already know who it is. It is the most hated yet anticipated Mikey T, the movie star. I'm back here. Had to jump on the net tonight to talk about a couple different topics. The internet. What up, Afredo? Appreciate you tapping in, G's. I wanted to tap in tonight and speak on a few different topics right now that are going on in hip hop. We got verses still really it's really going crazy for everybody, so much to the point where Diddy and Jermaine Dupri sort of jumped on IG Live with Fat Joe and had an unofficial versus battle, which I'm going to get into today in some serious depth. And also, we got to talk about everything going on with Karen Civil. Now it involves Meek Mill. Also, we're going to be touching on what happened with Joyner Lucas. We have a lot to touch on tonight, man. What's going on, D1800 show? Appreciate you tapping in, man. What's going on with you tonight? Everybody go ahead, share this video. You already know D'Angelo. I had to come back with the fresh cut. On him. I would have liked to kept the beard, but it is what it is, man. Sometimes you just got to go with the fresh cut, fresh, clean shave. Definitely appreciate everybody rocking with me tonight. What's going on with y'all? How's everybody feeling tonight? I'm about to get sparked up while we're on the pre-show. You know what I mean? I like to keep it professional. When we're in the middle of the show, I don't be doing the most smoking. I don't be doing the most, as I say. Let me see what's going on here real quick. Let's try that out for size. And see what's going on real quick. Now, let me just spark this up. Let me get my smoke on real quick. I'm smoking on some of this Granddaddy Pluto. Let me get my smoke on real quick. Excuse me, gentlemen. Yo, what up, Travs? What up, Travis Vaughn? Mikey T, shout out from the 716. Go Bills. Yep. Y'all be about the Bills. I respect it. Hold on. Robert Ray's got a question. He said, "Yo, Mikey T, what's good? Who you got between Papoose and Eminem?" Who do I got with Papoose and Eminem? I mean, that's a pretty clear answer, man. That's a pretty clear answer. I think Eminem would take Papoose easily, bro. Come on now. We ain't even gonna, you know what I mean? I don't even think you really need to get into that one all too deep. What up with you, Ozzy? Ozzy Stacks. Haven't seen you in here before, I don't think. You're like, yo, Mikey, I've been messing with you the whole time. Nah, I appreciate you for tapping in, G's. Keith, my bad. What are you taking, Papoose over Eminem? Excuse me, guys. We are on the pre-show, and I am going to twist up some lemon pepper right now, you guys, since we're on the pre-show and I got some time. Let me get my joint charged. This is what I'm going to twist up right now, you guys. This shit is fire. Dylon or Dylan? Dylon. He spits hot fire. Dylon's cool, but I'm more of a Freddie P guy. You know what I mean? I'm more of a Freddie P guy. I really mess with Freddie P. That's my dude over there. And of course, I guess my co-host would say they mess with E Ness. Because E Ness gets busy too, man. E Ness gets busy too. And they always said that E Ness And they always say that Enes was the captain, actually. They always said that Enes was actually the captain of the band. Eh, I was more of a Enes guy, like I said. I was more of a Freddie P guy, followed by Choppa. Followed by Choppa. So I was into Freddie P, Choppa, Enes, Dylon, Babs, then probably Sarah last. Since we're talking about making the band. Dylon, and Dylon. He spits Dylon. What is your favorite 5 strands of marijuana? It's easy. It's Dylon, Dylon, and Dylon. When Dylon goes to a mirror, he doesn't expect you to say Candyman. He expects you to say Dylon 5 times. But yeah, you guys, we got a lot to unpack tonight. You know, there's a whole lot of controversy going on with Karen Civil, Joyner Lucas, Cameron has chimed in. Now Meek Mill has chimed in. You guys. So you know we got a whole lot to talk about. Plus all the antics with Diddy, Jermaine Dupri. You know what I'm saying? Diddy and Jermaine Dupri going back and forth, and Diddy actually challenging Puffy. Diddy actually challenging Dr. Dre. Puffy challenged Dre. This could actually be one of the biggest verses in history. Now, you know what I'm saying? These are the 2 biggest heads from the East Coast versus West Coast, aside from Pac and Big, you know, God bless the dead. Diddy and Dr. Dre, the 2 figureheads from Bad Boy and Death Row Records. So I would be more than interested in seeing Diddy versus Dr. Dre. But we're going to address that tonight, you guys. We're going to get into all of that tonight. Ab actually hit me back with his thoughts on Dr. Dre versus Diddy. If it ever comes to be a versus battle, which I think there would be major money in that. I was looking at some of the stats. The Fat Joe and Ja Rule versus battle had over 2.5 million live viewers, over 436,000 at one time. So I think there's a huge market for it, especially if they up the ante with the artist. You know, it's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get bigger. Share this video, everybody. It's your boy Mikey T, the movie star. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably the hottest blogger out. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to doing interviews. My new interview with Saigon is out right now. I'm going to be dropping part 2 to that this week. But tonight, it's a commentary night. Tonight, it's a hip hop episode where we got to discuss a few different things. Also, we're going to be getting into Reed Dollaz and Murder Mook official opinions and predictions for that battle actually coming up in the chat. When is that battle coming up? Is it the 24th? I think it's the 24th of September, if not the 26th. So I got to get the predictions out of the way for that. Very intrigued on that battle, seeing the outcome, but also just seeing the actual battle. You know what I mean? Seeing what these two do against one another. I got a feeling that this is going to be one for the ages. And some people say that Sue Surf is taking the main event with John the Don. And some people say that Reed Dollaz and Murder Mook are taking the main event. I'm interested to see that as well. Like I had said, actually, I went to a battle. I went to where they're gonna be battling. I went to where they're gonna be battling in Texas, you know, and I saw Sue Surf actually get on the stage with Geechee Gotti. So you know what I'm saying? I've been to Texas. I know what the environment is like at a battle in Texas. It's pretty amazing. I wish I was going to be there for this battle as well, but I just hadn't found any time, you know what I mean, to make any plans to get out to Texas. Because what a card, not a crowd. What a card. I already put the crowd over. What a card they have coming up. Yep. Keith B's on my ass. Keith B's on my ass because I said Eminem. because Robert Ray asked me Eminem or Papoose, and I said Eminem, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Keith on my ass about that. I mean, come on. You're gonna put Papoose against the GOAT? You know what I mean? Papoose is great and all, you know what I mean? I enjoyed Papoose' career, you know what I mean? Seeing him come up, releasing the tapes, actually getting the deal for 1.5 million with Jive Records. I was a big Papoose guy, man. I would have liked to seen Papoose. You know what I mean? I would have liked to have seen Papoose flourish and really get the opportunity that he deserved in the game. And I thought that was going to happen with the Narsarima Dream, because he had a Snoop Dogg single to set things off, but it really just didn't push. Street Flames. Eminem is a GOAT. He is a GOAT. Do I have any Stack Bundles stories? I never got the opportunity to meet Stack Bundles. However, I was close with his right-hand man, Chinks Drugs. Never got the opportunity to rub shoulders with Stack Bundles. I did meet No from Bird Gang. I've met Jim Jones. I've met Shuda. I've met Freaky Zeke. I've met let me see. Hold on. What's the homie's name? I met the homie G Baby, but that was Frenchie's homie. A little bit different. A little bit different. Hell nah. Hell nah. D'Angelo must not agree with me either. Papoose is a dope MC. You know what I mean? I watched this mixtape game grind. You know what I mean? I watched him grind on the mixtape circuit. I watched him grind on the other underground. I saw the little beef he got in with Uncle Murda, and I still supported him. But it was just when he signed with Jive. I don't think Jive was the right label. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Jive was the right label, because look what they did with Mobb Deep's America's Nightmare album. You know what I mean? Got It Twisted, great single, but it didn't really go anywhere. You know? Didn't really go anywhere. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Go ahead and share this video. We're still in the pre-show. You know that because I'm actually smoking right now. Smoking on some Granddaddy Pluto. But it's not as good as this. It is not as good as the honey buns. Exactly, D'Angelo. Papoose is great. He's not M, though. AP Wiz says Papoose is a good lyricist, but his tracks are garbage at Mikey T. AP Wiz, appreciate you for tapping in and giving your insight. You know what I mean? Whether it's positive or negative, you just got to keep it real all across the board. And that's what I appreciate in all of you as the viewers, man. You know what I mean? Just like Pow Pow TV in the building, major salute with the Suge Knight emoji. He says, RIP G Baby. He was wild. Yeah, G Baby was wild. G Baby jumped on my camera one time and he was like, you know what, Mikey T? It's not about the guns no more. We done already showed that. We've been there. We toted those on camera. We don't even need to do that no more. And I was like, I was kind of wowed that he said that. And I was like, just how he was going off on my camera when I had met him in the Bronx that one time at PMS Radio. It was pretty lit when I went out there and I met Frenchie and G Baby. I think that was my first time meeting Frenchie too. Major salute to you, Chasing Dreams. I appreciate you tapping in, hitting that button and coming in and messing with me tonight, man. Major salute to Eric Spencer. Major salute to you. Appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Go ahead and share this video. Tell your friends to subscribe to this channel. Let them know that I got the hottest hip hop interviews. Plus, I come on here and we do some pretty good coverage on the hip hop news. We're going to be doing a review and a preview for the BMF show. Really digging the trailer, and I'm really looking forward to the series starting, man. So I'm going to cover the trailer. Going to get my thoughts out on it, as well as give a little bit of a breakdown of everything involved in the trailer. And I think I'm going to be joined by SV Twiz with that. Major shout out to my guy Trigger Rock, though, representing G Unit. Him and 50 were just in a video together this weekend, and Trigger is making some moves to work with Mike Knox. So that's a major move for Trigger Ock, man. And I just had to reach out to him and tell him that I got a lot of respect for what he's doing and to keep pushing. You know what I mean? Because that's what a lot of people don't get. They don't get that re-encouragement. You know what I mean? To let people for people to let them know they got to keep pushing when other people might be down on their material. They got to keep pushing because just because one of your songs isn't as great as the last, or one of your songs didn't make as, or one of your videos didn't make as much of an impression as one of the last, you got to keep grinding until you find that hit. And that's what it's like. You know what I mean? It's like that weird meme where you're just digging and digging for those jewels and you're that close away. You know what I'm saying? You're always that close away, you guys. You just got to keep digging. Kevin said garbage. Yo, AP Wiz. Shots fired, man. Kevin said garbage is a strong word. Pap is legendary for sure. Yeah, man. I'm going to go ahead and agree with Kelvin there because Papoose' record with Snoop Dogg, you know what I mean? Not not garbage. You know what I mean? Papoose, the majority of his, his record's not garbage. But they didn't have, like, I'm looking it up right now, the Snoop Dogg record with Papoose was actually called Bang It Out. Guys, that doesn't really have a mainstream allure to it. Papoose, that might have been his biggest issue with branching off into the mainstream, whether it was his rhyme delivery, whether it was his actual delivery and the sound of his voice. Uh, that's another story. But I'm looking at this part of it. The fact that he would name a single Bang It Out. You know what I mean? Bang It Out. That doesn't have like a number one, a top 10 Billboard type of vibe to it. And when you get the opportunity to work with Snoop D-O double G, when you get the opportunity to work with a man that has moved millions upon millions of units, you know what I'm saying? You got to really swing for the fences. You know what I mean? You really got to take that opportunity and you got to swing for the fences with it. And I mean, shit. Look at some other albums. Lloyd Banks put Snoop Dogg on "Hunger for More." That wasn't a single. Who it was 50 Cent the only New York rapper to capitalize on a major single with Snoop Dogg? Please answer this for me, guys. Is 50 Cent the only one to put Snoop Dogg on the PIMP remix and capitalize off of it? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I Get High, Lloyd Banks and Snoop Dogg. Is that what it was called? Let me see. Lloyd Banks featuring Snoop Dogg. I think it was I Get High. Yeah, I Get High. You know what I'm saying? That was one of Snoop. I won't even lie. That was one of Snoop's better verses that he actually put out. Oh wow, yo, Tito, shots fired. Tito says all his music is local bodega tapes, collecting dust. Well, yo, Tito, don't you remember when he put out shit like the Alphabetical Slaughter? People were going to get those tapes from Papoose, man. Don't discredit, discredit Papoose' history, man. Papoose actually had a point in time where people were running to get his projects off the shelf, So don't discredit Papoose like that, man. Guy commanded a $1.5 million deal. I would say he had a higher level of popularity. Yo, what up, Calvin? Factomatic, Mikey. M jumped off a bigger porch. Aftermath. In comparison to what, my brother? M jumped off in compare. Oh, well, I mean, Papoose had Jive Records, bro. Jive Records would get your album. Jive Records would get your album in the stores. You know, there's no doubt about that. Target, Best Buy, Walmart, Virgin Mega, all the stores back then. I remember I bought the Mobb Deep American Nightmare album at a store. You know what I mean? Like Jive Records was a good label to be at in that respect, that they could actually take an album and get it put in the mainstream stores. Yeah, 50 did. Idle Hands. Is that Idle Hands? Indle hands. 50 did do a lot of stuff with Snoop Dogg. Welcome my co-host SV Twiz.
Mikey, salute, bro. What's going on with you?
No, we were just talking in the chat about I was asking the chat, has any East Coast artists really featured Snoop Dogg on their lead single aside from 50 Cent on PIMP?
I don't know about the lead single. I remember the joint with Kiss and Snoop though, but that wasn't like a lead single. It was just on Kiss album. The I
Right.
Wanna joint. Yeah, I can't really pinpoint a East Coast joint with Snoop. That was a
Yeah,
lead
man.
single.
Lloyd Banks had Snoop Dogg on the album, but it wasn't a lead
Salute,
single.
Nick. Salute, Nick Miller. Much respect. My fault, Mikey.
No worries, brother. No worries, brother. We were just talking about how Papoose was actually on Jive Records, and I was saying one of the good thing about Jive Records back in the day was that they could actually get your album in those popular stores like the Target, the Best Buy, the Walmart.
Facts. Facts. That's a fact.
But yeah, man, Twiz, what's going on with you tonight? How you feeling, bro?
Oh, nothing much, man. I'm feeling great, man. You know, I can't complain. You know what I mean? How you doing, Mikey?
Oh, I'm Gucci, bro.
That's what's up.
This whole Karen Civil thing, it's kind of got the internet blown up right now. She was one of the top A&Rs at one point.
Facts. Big facts. It's a lot going on. And it's like everybody is like, saying what the experiences they had with her all at the same time. So it's getting crazy, man.
Yep, I know. It's like that's how cancel culture is this day and age. Once somebody says something, somebody else. That's how it was back in the day too, except you didn't have
True.
the internet to like magnify it.
True. True. That's a fact.
So literally, we've seen what Joyner Lucas and Cameron have had to say. They were all on Clubhouse going crazy about it from what you were telling me. But now
Hmm.
Meek Mill has actually chimed in. Meek Mill
Yeah.
came forward and said Karen was my friend and turned on me for opportunity. Start having blogs posting negative about me on some conspiracy shit. LOL. I forgive her, but I definitely don't want to deal with y'all industry people that move like that. You should admit what you did to me. You should admit what you did to me too. What do you think? What is Meek referring to when he's talking about the negative blogs and conspiracy shit?
Man, he talking about a lot, especially when it come when he mentioned negative blogs. The first name that's popping in my head talking about me, he got an issue with act, that's for sure. He definitely got an issue with act. He got an issue with anybody that got something bad to say about him. You know what I mean? Which I feel like when you at a certain level, you gotta address stuff differently, man. You can't be all tied up and you can't respond to everything. You know what I mean? You that's like letting the people know that this is getting under your skin. So people that got platforms and that have the power to do certain things, they gonna continue to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff could knock you off your square.
Meek said, people thought I was just high ranting. There was a point in Meek Mill's career where it was like, they were calling him Twitter fingers at one point. So it was like, sort of like the boy who cried wolf. It was like, discredit what he says. So if at a certain point Meek did jump on there and start revealing parts of his relationship with Karen Civil, people had looked at Karen in such a high regard that they were just like, yo, Meek is just doing one of his crazy rants.
Yeah, it could look like that. That's why it's best to just stay humble certain times, man. It's best to stay humble certain times. Like I wouldn't throw my if I was in Meek's shoes, I wouldn't throw my 2 cents in on that. It don't got nothing to do directly with you. You know what I mean? Because if the shoe was on the other foot, you wouldn't like if everybody start throwing their 2 cents on how they feel about you. If it wasn't nothing that was addressed specifically when they had the issue, It's not even no point. Salute NY Native, much love and respect. You
Oh,
already
hold
know.
up. Excuse me, Twiz. Yeah, major salute, NY native. And speaking of NY, our co-host just looked up when you said NY native because our co-host is in fact a New York native. Let's welcome Bond Simmons to the
Bond
show.
Simmons,
Salute,
the
gang.
the
Salute,
new
God.
the new religion network in the building.
Yes, sir, man. Mikey
Psych
T.
Wallace.
Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute to everybody tuned in, tapped in.
Oh, and it looks like we got
Psych,
our other brother.
Psych
Our
Wallace,
other
what up?
brother for the hip hop panel is in the building.
Honorable Logan's
Right?
What up?
finest in the
What
building.
up, my guys? What up?
What's
It's
up? What's
complete.
up?
Twins, Bonds, Mikey T. What up?
The panel in the building.
For
Guys,
my
we have a
gold time.
lot. We have a lot to unpack tonight. You know, I sent you all the list of topics. We
Facts.
got a potential versus battle to talk about. We got battle predictions to give. Reed Dollars versus Murder Mook. That's right, everybody. Tag all your friends. Let them know tonight we're doing Murder Mook versus Reed Dollars predictions. We got a lot to talk about tonight. You know, this whole Karen Civil, Joyner Lucas, Cameron, Meek Mill web of events. And of course, we got to talk about Diddy, Jermaine Dupri, Dr. Dre. We all got to give our thoughts on it. And we have special thoughts from AR Rab on it. AR Rab giving his opinion on who would win a versus with Diddy and Dr. Dre tonight. But let me welcome first to the show Rosewood, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. I know you've been busy at the Spill ENT studio, my brother.
Working,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Working, man. Working. In the studio, outside the studio, man. Trying to make a difference out here. You know what the
Facts.
vibe is.
Facts.
On the earth. You know.
Cleaning up the community. You know what I mean?
Trying, Twins. Trying, my J. Salute to everybody tapping in tonight, man. Salute. Salute.
Honorable.
That's right. Before we get started, I want everybody to head over and give Rosewood an official follow on his Instagram. I want y'all to go follow Rosewood as we get things started tonight because we have a big show for y'all tonight. And Rosewood be active on his IG. What was you at this weekend, Rosewood? A car show?
Yeah, actually we did a car show on Broad Street, blocked the whole Broad Street off. So that was a major event. I think that was last weekend. There's a lot of stuff going on in the city, really trying to highlight and showcase all the positive things in the city, man. Because we got so much negative light is kind of outshining the positive light. So we try and bring the positive things back, man. That's what we doing over at Spill Entertainment, man, and keeping it moving out here, man. Working.
All right, so like I said, everybody go ahead, follow Rosewood. It is pinned up right now. Everybody in here, everybody go ahead and follow Rosewood. And I want you to also follow my other co-host. Let me tell you all about Bond Simmons. He's got the Local Legend album out right now, but let him introduce himself. Bonds, what's good, brother?
Bond Simmons, man. The new religion. Just dropped that Local Legend. It's out there. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is, man. Tap in. I'm here to teach and reveal, man. You know what I'm saying? My guy Mikey T, man. Opening up the doors like we always do, man. Showing that genuine love. And I'm here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, we definitely appreciate your perspective. It's going to come in handy tonight because Bonds is the rapper of the panel. And so I'm going to bring it over to SV Twiz. He's the hood blogger of the panel from Somerville.
Yes, sir. Philly stand up. Shout out to the Ville, man. Shout out to the jungle. Shout out to Logan, the whole Philly, man. Shout out to NY, man. We carry it on here, man. Y'all already know. Y'all know the vibes. You know what I'm saying? Get on my NY vibe real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. We carry it.
Yeah, man.
Facts.
All right, hold on one second. Iceberg just chimed in. He said, tell Bonds this joint is crazy. R.I.P. Prodigy off the Local Legends. Check this link.
Appreciate you, bro. That's the next video, too. That's the next video, man.
Heavy. See?
That's the next video, for sure. Appreciate you, Iceberg.
That's interesting because we were just talking about Prodigy, where his we were talking about Mobb Deep actually being signed to Jive Records, but everybody in here that wants to check out Bonds' song called R.I.P. Prodigy off the Local Legends, it is pinned right now. And of course, you all know I'm Mikey T, the movie star. I'm the host of the show. Everybody can follow me right here. I'm going to post it up. And everybody that follows me, I'm going to follow y'all back. You know what it is. It's a follow for a follow.
And yo, Mikey, you said, I missed that part. You said Meek Mill said something about what he defended.
Oh yeah, we'll kick it right off with that, you guys.
Let's get it.
Because and initially when we were going to cover this story, Meek Mill had not commented, but
I didn't even know.
Meek Mill just put up a post on Twitter where he actually said I'm going to read this part first. He said, Karen was my friend and turned on me for opportunity. He start having the blogs posting negative about me on some conspiracy shit. LOL. I forgive her, but I definitely don't want to deal with y'all industry people that move like that. You should admit what you did to me too. Rosewood, I wanted to let you tap in on that a little bit. Meek said that they were releasing negative shit all over the blogs and even conspiracy shit.
You on mute, Rosewood?
My bad. It's crazy because when you look back to when he had the relationship with Nicki Minaj and that started to go south, Meek started receiving a whole lot of public backlash on social media. Even the regular media started taking some of those things and running with it. So now Meek, he was probably trying to say what it was, but really couldn't say names. And people that understand the industry, and they're looking at Meek like he was crazy. So now he's saying like, no, I wasn't crazy. I was really trying to tell people, but I wasn't really trying to say names. He's still trying to be politically correct, but they were really tarnishing his career, man. So, man.
Every negative story made it to the blog. Bonds being an artist. Yeah, I remember a story about him failing a drug test where it was talking about how it was like a bottle full of water, and it was like Jesus. But Bonds, being an artist, how do you feel listening to this statement when he said, I forgive her, but I definitely don't want to deal with y'all industry people that move like that, man. As an artist, how does this make you look at, industry people who Meek had said a little bit earlier in this statement, he had given Karen Civil plenty of exclusive music to post on her website.
Right. No, man, this is just confirmation, you know what I'm saying, that, even it's all through the industry. So even at the top level, you know what I'm saying, this is just regular industry stuff. Most of the people in the industry move shady like that. She's somebody that connects people with different things, and she takes money. Some people some people that she can get away with it with, she gonna swindle them. This is regular industry business. This is business 101. Everybody in the industry, most of them do the same thing, man. Backdoor, backbite, get money from people, shuck and jive, man. This is she ain't doing nothing. No, she ain't doing nothing that they all do. It's dirty. I ain't saying like it's not. It's dirty, but this is standard industry practice.
Right. Yeah, Bonds. We got to be real about this, you guys. In the statement, it was said that Karen Civil brought Joyner Lucas. She brought an opportunity to Charlemagne. She said, Charlemagne, this is Joyner Lucas. Apparently, he's a dope MC, and Charlemagne passed on that phone call. Now, the alleged statement is that Joyner Lucas gave Karen Civil like $60,000. Now, if you're paying a PR, an agent, a manager, something like $50,000, you would Bonds. You would want them reaching out to somebody of the level of a Charlemagne to pass off your phone number, wouldn't you? She was doing her job in that respect.
Right. That's why I ain't gonna lie. I listened to Joyner Lucas on the thing, and see, he was kind of contradicting himself a little bit, because at first he was like, yo, when I got with her, I was hyped. I thought she was gonna do whatever. I didn't know exactly what she was gonna do, but I knew she was gonna do something. And then 2 minutes later in the conversation, she was like, then she put me on radio and I already had radio and I didn't want radio. I'm like, hold on, this was said you was just happy to give her your money. You was happy to give her 60,000 before you gave it to her.
That is
true. Your hands and you thought about it. And like the dude told me, you should have got that itemized breakdown. Like, now I need to know what we gonna do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because even like I said, go up there high. Like I'm dealing with my little budget of 5 and 10s and you know what I mean, 20. This you dealing with 60s and 100s and those like nah. And I want to itemize like, but I didn't been through stuff like I didn't had. You know what I'm saying? I didn't lost thousands of dollars dealing with the wrong people and all that. So I felt what Joyner was saying, but especially like I said, somebody got me for 6 and I was hurt. Like he talking about 60.
Yeah.
Like
wow, last 60. And they said this was my last 60.
Somebody got Bonds for 6. Somebody got Joyner for 60, and somebody got me for 600.
Yeah, see how I go? 600, 6,000. Keep putting zeros on it.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Somebody getting out for 6 million right now.
But in all honesty, at a certain point in time, you know, people were looking at Karen Civil like the plug, like a lot of like Shoddy, Aunt Deb, you know what I mean, down south working with Gucci Man. Everybody wanted to get around, you know what I'm saying? So
that is true.
So she in the loop. She gonna get on the phone with Charlamagne.
But I just want to say, if you're gonna give somebody $60,000, I mean, I would think that would be like to solidify the person as your manager for like a year or 2. You know what I mean?
Me personally, I would have went to a label with that 60,000. I would have went to or had A&R, the label somebody I know that's in a major label, and I'd be like, yo, I got 60. You know what I'm saying? Let's make something happen. I wouldn't have went to a person. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. And she don't have a big label. I mean, of course she friends with, you know what I mean, a lot of people, but I would have went to, you know what I mean? He could have took
the label to hire. All right, guys. Let me read the first part of this statement from Meek Mill. He had actually said people thought, because Meek said that he had brought this to public attention, but he said people thought I was just high ranting. I'm not mad at her. She's a woman. I'm over it. I'll appreciate if she said something about that, though. We were real friends. I used to give her a lot of exclusive records for the website. Twiz, what do you think about that, man? The fact that everyone was kind of just looking at Meek like he was high off of the lean or ranting on the internet.
I feel like it wasn't the situations he was getting caught up in. It's not an artist in the industry that ain't get caught up in some kind of situation. With your actions after that, you know, it's like it can cause a snowball effect when you're on there ranting and you showing these people like it's getting to you. You know, Meek is the type of artist where he come from the bottom and he feel like he gotta address everything. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna address it, I'm not gonna knock you for addressing it, but it's how you address it. You know what I mean? And that can make you look crazy when you just on here ranting. Like regardless of what she did, bro, that come with the fame, bro. Look, we got somebody like Jay-Z that's the richest rapper in the world. But when Solange was kicking on him and all that in the elevator, it was viral. Everybody was talking about it. But you ain't hear him jumping on the interview like, oh no, this happened. You know what I mean? You gotta conduct yourself differently. You know, he at a different level, man, and he got an album on the way. I feel like that should be the last thing that he should even be talking about.
Right. Rosewood, Twiz said it. You know, Meek Mill has an album coming. Okay. He says he wants something from Karen Civil, probably something as simple as an apology. Rosewood, Karen Civil gives the apology. Does Meek Mill go and sit down with her for another interview?
I don't think so, and I don't think she'll be apologizing to Meek. You know, I think Twiz is right, spot on with it. You know, there's other things to focus on. Did he have to really bring that up? No, because now it seems like everybody's really banding together to tag up on her. So I'm pretty sure there's people in the industry that she did help out, but you won't get that credit now because everybody's going to say she's doing bad business. You know, with Joyner Lucas not having an itemized report and saying what her specific job is going to be, it doesn't sound right to me. Because you always want to, you know, be able to recoup something if the deal doesn't go right. So even if you can't recoup the whole 60 racks, maybe you can recoup 30 racks. And she did do something, but it wasn't everything that you expected or everything that you written down. So I don't really understand the business language that they had together.
And with the Meek shit, like, I don't know if Meek for sure, definitely, but a lot of dudes got money with her though. Like, she took that 60 and went back, like she said, she probably walked with like 12, which is like true. She probably walked with like 10, 15, and she threw 40, you know what I'm saying? She threw that 45 back to the gang. So, you know what I mean? A lot of that was going on with you know what I'm saying, with Meek and with different people that she know was in certain situations to give artists good looks. And she giving them, here, I got you on this. So she giving them that money. So a lot of people that even ate with her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Friends, like, y'all got money together. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even pick this time now.
And like Meek Mill was saying, that he gave her several exclusives for her website. And you got to think about it. Meek Mill's giving her exclusives. Joyner Lucas is paying her, and his exclusives are right around Meek's exclusives. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what artists pay for. They pay for that on World Star every day.
You're paying for her portfolio. You're paying for her portfolio, basically.
It's his business. This is how it goes.
So
they don't do that.
So Joyner actually posted on his Twitter and said, he said that I was afraid to speak up for myself because I didn't want to get blackballed. I had no idea how this industry shit works, and I ain't want to drag my name through the mud. So out of fear, I stayed quiet. Now I can see what he's saying.
Like rape victims, bro. Like rape victims, they all coming out.
Yo, Twiz.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, cool it, bro. Guys, you gotta wait. Like, you gotta hold on. So Twiz. So basically right here, he's basically saying he didn't want to speak up out of fear of getting blackballed. You know what I mean? He said he didn't want to get blackballed, probably not necessarily knowing what could have happened if he spoke up against Karen Civil at that time, Twiz.
Yeah, man. I mean, to each his own, but I feel like when he put up that 60,000, was it said that was his last 60,000? I believe somebody said that earlier.
Yeah,
for one,
he said that was his last.
For one, he should have tried to throw her a deal like, I got 35,000 to my name. He should have tried that first. He shouldn't have put all his apples in one basket. But you know, with that happening and everything, you know what I mean, that just comes with the game, bro. Because I understand why he said that, because he like, I put all my money in, and if I say something, it's like I'm definitely burnt now because I'm gonna mess up the relationship with her, and I then gave her my money. But it's just hard to speak on that. Like, if I was in his shoes, I probably would have rather tried to get in direct contact with an artist, because it's a lot of artists that would take 60,000 for a feature, man. You know what I mean? If you feel like you that nice, because the proper feature from a signed artist.
This is what he actually said, Twiz.
I didn't think about that.
He said, SMH, I was broke and down on my last leg, bruh. That 60K was literally my last effort to help me get on, and you stole that from me when my son was born. That the media protects you, but wrong is wrong. At this time, I had like 5K followers. What, you thought I wasn't gonna pop? You know, Twiz, I don't think that 60,000 in bonds, I don't think that was his last 60,000 altogether. I think it was just the last 60,000 that he was going to put towards music. But in relation to what you're saying, Twiz, like, I don't know. I think he should have just made a better deal and like, listen, if I give you this $60,000, you're really going to be my manager. I want you to listen to my music and actually see if you mess with it, and then we can really mess with each other, or else we can just go do our own thing.
I agree. We're giving up 60,000. It should be more of a guaranteed, you know, deal from the other end, not just 60,000. I'm gonna put you on the phone with Charlemagne. You said, right?
Yeah.
Like Charlemagne, bro. Like, could you picture having his career in your hand? Like, bro, Charlotte, you might get on there and spit your lungs out, and Charlemagne play you, man. We're talking about Charlemagne, like, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you know, he was walking the thin rope, but he still got a lot of exposure. I don't know if it was through her or not. You know what I mean? He should have just invested in himself and remained to be independent because he's seen he has an independency to himself. You know what I mean? He could have just, I don't know. Obviously, he couldn't. That couldn't have been his last 60, but he could have invested it in himself to boost his career. Because it's a different damn time. You don't gotta be chasing down, A&Rs and all of that nowadays. You can make yourself popping, especially if you got money behind you.
Rosewood, did you want to add to that?
Yeah, I was just going to add on to what Twiz was saying because you spot on with that one too, Twiz. He said, I don't know if you read it, but I was listening to the conversation they were having. He said, well, she was saying that he told her he had radio on lock where he was at. He was really trying to like branch into the other markets, like make sure his songs are getting played in New York and Miami, these other places. So now I start thinking, what was the product that he had? What was he giving to her? And if you weren't really secure in that, like you said, I would have, or like Bond said, took it to a label, or like you said, go independent with it. I think, and like Mikey T said, it was smarter business deals you could have made with that 60,000. So I can't put it all on her. Both parties have to share the responsibility.
So Bonds, listen to this.
Salute Real Prophecy.
Bonds, listen to this. So you're the artist, Bonds. Right. Now you've paid, like you said, 6,000, but now you're gonna pay 60,000, and then you come to this. So this is what Joyner Lucas wrote on his Twitter. He said, after you got the money paid up front, you stopped answering my calls, and every time I hit you, you answered the phone with an attitude, like I was messing up your day. I sent you hella messages pleading with you to do your job because my back was against the wall. You took advantage. Bonds, is that where you were with it?
Yeah, man. And because I'm not even gonna lie, like coming from the streets, like, you know what I'm saying? And especially when you're dealing with somebody this is not a public case. This is not a big, you know what I'm saying? This is not a company, you know what I'm saying? You're doing business with an individual. So like, you know what I'm saying? I hate to sound like that, like not in an unprofessional way, and it's not really like a threatening way. It's kind of like just to put the understanding out there. Like, listen, I'm not mentally able to, you know what I'm saying, lose this money, man. You know what I'm saying? So if we're not doing business, I don't know how I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean honestly, it sounds like that's what Joyner Lucas was doing. Like he apparently was. I sent you hella messages pleading with you to do your job because my back was against the wall.
She said this. She said it took long, and then too. Now we all know this. Joyner Lucas is still even with his success, he's not a radio artist.
Facts.
He's not a radio artist. So if she took his stuff to radio, his stuff right now still ain't gonna work on radio.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I can imagine back then without no deal, like, so you know what I'm saying? Like she said, other things, some things take longer, which is true. Like she was shucking and jiving, but he couldn't. It ain't. He's not a radio artist anyway, though.
Well, some things take longer in regard to where Joyner Lucas is now, one of the most discussed artists in conversation.
Fact. But he ain't on the radio though.
Yeah, he doesn't need radio though.
He don't need radio.
Yeah, he don't. He definitely don't.
But I'm just saying he's not a radio artist. That was my point. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
If you try to break him in radio, it would have been harder. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I don't think that's what he was going to Karen Civil for. He wasn't going to Karen Civil for radio. He was going for her for the connections to the people that could put his stuff in better distribution, I think. I don't think he was going after her for the radio. Like, I think you were saying it earlier. What was it? Was it you, Rosewood, about how she had put him on radio and he was like, yo, I didn't come, or was it you, Twiz? I didn't come after you to put me on the radio. That's not what I was interested in.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you giving 60,000 to anybody for anything. It should be a written contract. You can't just that's like saying, bro, I give you 60,000, you gonna get me a property, right? And then this person take the 60,000, and it's like you can't do nothing. Especially like Bond said earlier, you gonna get an anger and rage where it's like when you doing business, you want to secure your bag. Nobody should be able to torch you for no investment like that, man. You know,
Facts.
real rap, because you're saying, not to get off topic, but people was going to court for those amounts of money. Other than that, if it lead to like a street thing, y'all know what that'll lead to. You know what I mean? So it's like you
Necessary.
can't, yeah, you can't just put 60,000 in nobody's hand and count on them to make your dreams come true.
I need dates and times. I need to know the date
Real rap.
for the 60, man. I ain't gonna lie.
No, yeah, itemized report. I don't understand why he didn't have that. I don't understand what was. I just have a question. What was her original job supposed to be for the 60,000? What was the job supposed to be? What was the job description?
Because she in the industry, so they just
He was basically saying, "Make me famous, make me famous." That's basically what he wanted. Like, I want to be lit. You know what I mean?
It ain't work. It ain't.
Right.
She working with. He thinking he next.
Put that in.
So Joyner Lucas said he really didn't get the courage to speak up on this until Mr. Cameron, Flea Cameron, spoke up about it a few years ago on Twitter. And then I did. I don't really recall Cameron speaking up against Karen several years ago, just like I don't recall Meek Mill speaking up against Karen several years ago. Sometimes when things don't get reported by several people in media, only they tweet it one day, it gets swept under the rug. Both of those stories went by me. I didn't really know Karen Civil had a bad name when it came to a lot of these people.
Yeah, but the thing is, when Cameron spoke about it, her name wasn't as big as it was now. From that time when Cameron spoke about it to now, she did a lot of things. So her name is way more powerful than it was when Cameron was talking about it. So it was just her. It came from her telling the story on the Breakfast Club about Jay-Z and Cameron in the parking lot, and she was saying that's why Dipset got kicked out of the building over the parking spot. So Cameron came and said, no, that wasn't true. She's a clout chaser, and she had the situation with Duke the God with the money, 40,000 or something like that she took from Duke the God. So
no, Cameron here wrote on his Instagram it was 60,000, but he also said, y'all gonna apologize or nah? I figured y'all wouldn't. For those that don't understand, I told people Karen Civil's been robbing people. They said I was lying. Now she just lost a court case to another female. Now they say Karen is foul. When I said it, I was hating. She also robbed Joyner Lucas for the same exact amount she did my guy, the real Duke the God, 60K. What a coinky dink. Now, guys, when Cameron came out and said this 5 years ago or however many years ago it was, people, you got to really look at it. People like Meek Mill back in the day, you guys know he's from your city. He wanted to get on more than anything. He was freestyling for all the DVDs. You would be damned if you didn't want to be on Karen Civil's website. You know what I'm saying? Bonds, an artist like you would be damned if you wouldn't want to be on Karen Civil's website amongst all those other poppin' celebrities, right? It'd be hard to turn down, right, Bonds?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So when Cameron tells Meek Mill, yo, or when he tells somebody else, somebody on a lower level or somebody on as a high level as Meek Mill, yo, you got to watch out for this girl. Rosewood, it's really hard for Meek Mill to believe him because he's like, yo, she's giving me this. She's putting this video out for me. She's putting that video out for me.
Now, the thing with Meek, though, we didn't hear Meek giving her any money. Or if he did out of his budget, it's just business.
True.
He was saying the way she move. He don't like the way she move. She cool. I just don't like the way she move. And maybe that was the thing Cameron was trying to put out there. Like, look, you can deal with her. Just don't give her your money.
Or Rosewood, Meek blew up. Now he doesn't need to give his music to the blogs as frequently. So now the only news to report that you have out there is the negative shit that is reported everywhere else. So you copy and paste the reports, Rosewood.
Now, I would think he would keep that relationship solidified.
They're too
You
big.
know,
Meek Mill is selling 250,000 units in a week. He doesn't need civil TV to pop his records off no more.
that's somebody I'm doing business with, so we gonna keep it. We gonna keep it there. But apparently, she wasn't moving right to him, and he said he didn't like the way she was moving, so he didn't put the money out there or put the budget behind her for whatever reason. Because he didn't say why or what she did. He just said she didn't move right.
Now,
Joyner Lucas joined a little different.
Now, Bonds, back in the day, I was under the impression that Karen Silva was actually working for Dipset. I don't understand why Duke the God would pay Karen Silva $60,000. It doesn't make any sense to me. Was Duke the God trying to do a rap career? Was he trying to start a record label and he tried to bring Karen on as an advisor? Do you have any knowledge?
Remember Duke the God was doing
mixtapes.
He was putting out tapes. And I think he put out an album too. Like he put out because he was working real closely with like J.R. Ryder and Hal Rell and them.
Mm-hmm.
So he was putting out he was executive producing stuff, and I think he was like with that Purple City Bird. He was doing a lot of. He was trying to do business. You know what I'm saying? So he probably ain't no telling what if she took the 60 from him directly or if she got some kind of deal and took some of the front money. You never know how she took the 60 from him, but
it hits me, Bonds. She could have had success with some of the other Dipset members. Yeah. And then Duke the God was like, yo, it worked with them. Let's do it with Karen.
Or she could have networked his deal and kept some money. You know what I mean? If they was getting money together, she could have took it numerous ways.
Yeah.
What would have been of the project? So Duke the God wasn't rapping; he was just putting the guys together and executive.
Yeah, he was an A&R. I think he was he was managing the dude, A Mafia. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was. Yep. He was. I don't know his exact title with them, but he was dealing with all of them. You know what I'm saying? And he had the Duke the God presents. He was coming with the album. I think he dropped the album on Koch, like 2 albums, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Thank God for Bonds, man. Thank God for Bonds, man.
So.
And Iceberg actually said her title was Digital Media Marketing Strategist at a time when digital media marketing was becoming the most important thing. But so this is a pretty crazy situation. Before we went live tonight, we did not expect Meek Mill to have a statement on it. So I really don't know where it goes next. Twiz, where could this thing go next, man? Or is it just gonna simmer down? It seems like Joyner's going in another direction. I'm seeing Steve Stout's name everywhere now.
Yeah, it's going to simmer down like everything else, man. You know what I mean? The business going to continue. I don't feel like it's probably not going to throw her off, and it's not going to throw Joyner off, man. You know what I mean? They just all going to have to keep pushing. And to come with the game, it's like hustling. You know what I mean? You're gonna take losses, bro. You know what I mean? You take it, you embrace it, and you keep pushing. You learn from your mistakes, man.
Facts.
What up, Zamir? What up, Zamir? Appreciate you for tapping in. Share this video, my dude. So guys, that was a pretty heavy topic right there, man. I knew we were going to go about 30 minutes on that one. What an opening discussion right there. A lot of different opinions on that, man. We'll see if we got to come back to it in the near future, man. I hope everything simmers down, man. It seems like a lot of relationships have been blown over business, but like Bond said at the beginning of this conversation, this is nothing really new. This is something that's going on right now, even outside of these people,
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, what do we got next? What's next on the topic? I guess we got to give our predictions for the upcoming battle. It's Murder Mook versus Reed Dollars. Twiz, is that battle on the 24th?
I want to say so. It's the 22nd. I think that is the 24th. You might be right, Mikey.
Guys, this is turning into a really big thing. Bond's Murder Mook posted on his Instagram. He said, ask Irv Gotti who he got his money on and why. Ask Irv Gotti who he's got his money on. And then he basically responded to somebody asking him the question. Irv Gotti responded at Murder Mook, at Reed Dollars. I'm going to be completely honest. y'all both are nasty, especially back then. It would be a legendary battle. I can't call a winner with either of y'all, but Reed was super nasty back then, as was you, Mook. Tough one to call. Bonds, I'm going to bring it to you first. We're giving our predictions for Murder Mook, Reed Dollars. We didn't get a clear indication from Irv Gotti, so I hope you don't do the same shit being a Queens dude, man. What do you think?
Nah, I'm gonna go with Mook, man. I'm gonna go with Mook because, and that's crazy because I felt the energy from Philly on the side of me and on top of me.
Listen. I'm listening.
They both looked at me like he said, I mean, only because
open my drink.
Only because listen, like I like Reed and I respect him personally, you know, as you know what I mean, all of that. But I just feel like Mook he got more and because remember they both in this new style was kind of shaky in it, but last I seen Mook, he's looking like he might have it now. The last time I seen Reed, he was still like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like I think Mook got him, man.
Okay. All right. So the panel is going 1-0. Murder Mook right now. And I want everybody in the chat to also give your opinions. We're going to rank your opinions as well. I'm going to bring it over to you, Rosewood. And I want to look at as part of this statement that Irv Gotti said. He said, y'all are both nasty, especially back then. What did you take from that part when he said, y'all are really nasty, especially back then? Are both of these guys more nasty back then?
See, now I'm glad Bond said the new style because I was thinking with Irv Gotti saying back then it's two different styles because I was watching Joey Jihad versus Murder Mook, where they was like on the basketball court. I don't know where they were, but they were battling. And you can definitely tell Murder Mook came a long way, but it seemed like Hattie and Reed, they were ahead of their time. Because like you would hear some like Mook rap, and then when they came on, it was just so much more energy. So it's like now it's like some of those guys that they were battling like a Mook took some of that and took it to the new style. So now that's incorporated in the new style. So that's why I never count a Reed out or a Hattie, anybody that was doing that, because they were so ahead of their time, they were already putting that style in. Even like Cassidy. Now you just have to dig back in, figure it out, and come right back. So I think Reed gonna handle that with Mook because it's already like riding a bike. It's like, okay, I rode that bike before. I'm about to hop right back on, do a couple tricks, win the race, and I'm out of here. So I'm giving it to Reed, man. I'm giving it to Reed, man.
All right. So I actually did an interview on Glockaware Radio. I did an interview on
Glockaware.
I did an interview on Glockaware Radio where they asked for my opinion, and you know, I had to say sorry to my guys from Philly, but I'm definitely going with Murder Mook on this one. You know what I mean? Right now, I just did an interview with Royce the 5'9". I'm sorry. Who did you predict on that one, Rosewood?
I got Reed.
You got Reed, of course. All right, so it's 1-0, and I'm coming in to give it 2-1 edge Murder Mook because I just did an interview with Royce the 5'9". If y'all haven't seen that, go check that shit out right now. But Royce said that Eminem's favorite battle rapper right now is Murder Mook. I got a feeling Murder Mook is just going to win this one right here and really show his legendary status. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm also looking forward to see where they both go from here. But I also want to see if they're taking the main event. Twiz, are they taking the main event in this thing, or is that going to go to John the Don versus Sue Surf?
I think they got the main event. If I'm not mistaken, they might not though. It should be the main event, you know what I mean? But like you said, it might be John and Surf too though, you know what I mean? Either one of those could be the main event. But they should make Mook and Reed the main event.
Yep. Definitely. I'm going Murder Mook, you guys. I'm going Murder Mook. But I gotta salute Rosewood for what you said about Joe. You said Joey Jihad was ahead of his time.
Yeah, and Reed Dollars.
Right.
They were ahead of their time, man, because it was just certain styles that they were using, the energy they would use. I think guys took that and incorporated that into the new battle scene.
And you know what else? I ain't gonna lie. Mook back then, Mook wasn't the best. Mook wasn't the. Know what I'm saying? Like right now, like you said, he has grown in part of, you know what I'm saying, bringing all those things and going through those experiences, like, you know what I'm saying. But back then, Mook wasn't, you know what I'm saying. So yeah.
Madman says Mook 2-1, which I'm gonna have to go ahead and agree with.
Yeah, that's
if any round, I'll say Reed Dollars will take the second round. Twiz,
Rosewood.
Let's get to you.
Wow.
Let's get to you, Twiz. As
it's a good one, man. It's a good one. It's a good one, man. It's a good one right here.
Lemon pepper.
First,
Twiz, who do you got, man?
Man, first I gotta say, man, this ain't no battle, y'all. This is a war right here, bro. This right here is something serious, man. Before I say who I got, man, it's just like Reed got a heavy burden on his back. Mook got a heavy burden on his back. It's like out of either one of them, whoever lose, man, you know, it's gonna be real upsetting for him. Like, this is a real important battle, just because of the history. Just because Philly is so stirred up right now. Philly more stirred up than New York, man. As far as with this battle, like, you got a lot of legends, you know, the fans, the city, they going crazy about, you know, you got Philly people going with Mook, Philly people going with Reed. Mm-hmm. You know, Reed really talking and put everybody pulling up stuff. But, you know, I'm gonna rock with Reed. But one thing that Reed has to do, he has to do this to beat Mook. He has to control that crowd. He can't just think he's gonna be coming in there and, you know, using them gun bars and you know, torching them like that. He's gonna have to control that crowd. I think he's capable of it. People counted him out when he battled Rex. We saw what he did to Rex. You know what I mean? So he has what he has. I feel like I heard him talking about spitting a verse or something to somebody, like everything every day up until the battle, it needs to be added to, taken out, added to. Like he got to be the best Reed that he ever was on that big stage. And I feel like Reed can rap better than Mook, but the stage don't got nothing to do with how good you can rap.
Exactly.
It's about moments. It's about crowd control. It's about all of that. So he's going to have to use everything. He's going to have to call the audible when it's time. He's going to have to, the rebuttal's going to have to be on point, because that's what Mook do. But I'm definitely going with Reed, man.
All right, so I guess we're split down the middle here, you guys. The panel is split down the middle. I'm going to be looking forward to it when we do the review to see who got this one. But, yo, Rosewood, Twiz, why does Murder Mook, Bonds, why does Murder Mook want dirt on Reed Dollars so bad, man? Yo.
You know why?
It's a war. It's a war.
Reed Dollars actually posted up. One of his fans sent him this conversation that he had with Murder Mook. So I don't know if y'all seen this on Reed Dollars' page, but Reed Dollars actually posted this joint where this guy texted or DM'd Murder Mook. He's like, yo, I got some real dirt on Reed for you, some real good dirt. And then Murder Mook hit him back, and he was like, what he do now? And then the guy responded, nothing. He's going to 3-0 your pissy, drunk, sloppy ass September 25th. Billy, read all about that. Oh my God. Johns, all due respect, man, how does Murder Mook get caught up in an April Fool's ass joke like that just days before the battle?
He had a good answer, though. He was like, what do you do now? Like, that's the you interested, but you not interested, trying to front. What do you do now?
He's like, I'm definitely going to use this one.
Yeah, you want to say, please? What do you do now, please?
What do you do now?
All right. What do you do now? I'm
You
right
probably
now.
couldn't get Mook 3-0. Damn,
Mm.
Fly Prolific saying it, man. Mook 3-0.
Fly Prolific.
That's gonna be a good battle, man. It's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
a
a
good
good
battle.
battle. It's gonna
Twiz,
be a
you're
good
right.
battle.
It's a lot. It's a lot weighing on both sides. You
Real
know,
rap.
I think it's split either way you see it. I don't think it's like a Philly, New York thing, a Queens, Philly thing. I think it's really like these two rappers that got history from the streets of
It's
battle
the era
rapping.
thing. It's the
Yeah,
era.
the era thing, and then you bring it
Yeah.
into the new day and age. You know,
Facts.
it's a lot. It's going to be a
And,
good era
and
right there.
and Philly and New York was always known for that, especially in that day and
Yeah,
time where we could be brothers, but we was always competitive with each other on the music,
yeah.
battling, you know what I mean, all of that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So it's just like
Uh,
we like cousins, man.
Yeah.
yeah, Philly gonna fight.
What's good?
Philly
What's good,
fight.
Rubber Band Rich? Much love and respect.
Rosewood. The Real Prophecy says Reed better bring top class Reed, and that's a body.
He
They not
got it.
gonna let that. They not gonna let that work on the stage. That's the problem.
It's facts,
The the
Twist.
the battle rap community don't accept that, bro. You got to be out there on
Mm-hmm.
some poetry. You got to say something about somebody grandmom and pull some dentures out your pocket. Like it's a whole
Yeah.
different. It's a
Yeah.
whole different style on that jump.
Yeah.
Like
You got to
like
come with, yeah.
like
Fact.
real rap. Like if it was Reed and Mook in a room straight rapping, then Reed with 30. I'm sorry. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care what
Right.
nobody said.
Okay, Twiz.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the Real Prophecy says no crowd BS. Read 3. So, what type
Mm-hmm.
of crowd BS is it gonna be that cost Reed dollars this battle to make you say that if it was in a small room? Just Murder Mook having an overwhelming amount of fans in the building?
Facts. It's just like if Hattie and Reed, I mean, if Hattie and Mook, if that same exact battle, the same exact bars was on the stage, people might not have would have. Some people probably would have been saying like Hattie lost, but due to the simple fact that they were both spitting, it was different. But the stage is different, bro. Styles P could get smoked on that stage. You know what I mean? It's a whole different ball game on that stage.
You got to approach it way different. You're right.
You do.
Yeah.
It's different.
That's a fact, though.
Oh, Mook is looked at as the Floyd of battle rap. So we got people going back and forth. Like Sky says, or Syke says, Reed is cool in his skin. What does he mean by that, Rosewood?
I guess I don't know. Tell him clarify a little bit with that one. You got to
Um,
clarify a little bit with that one.
right here, Mad says Fat Joe lost because he thought his street hits would carry him as if he was the locks. Bad move. What do you think about that statement, Bonds?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, he thought that, or he thought that, you know what I mean, the streets was not gonna fill Ja Rule, and he was going, you know what I'm saying, use his one, you know what I mean, his thing that he has to his advantage. You know what I mean, the streets.
Right.
He got the streets. He got more love in the streets than Ja Rule. It's a fact, though.
And
Well, when he
guys, we
did
got to
lose
get
was it
on.
was the hype.
We got to get on to our main event. Syke was talking about he meant Reed was in his own
Oh,
in the battle aspect.
now, psych. Now that's facts right there. Because that's to iterate on what I was saying earlier with them battling and them being before their time. They were ahead of their time with the style, the energy, the delivery, all that. It was just before their time. So Reed definitely getting here in the battle aspect, he's definitely comfortable. So Twiz said it, he has to bring every aspect of him to that battle for him to
Facts.
win.
It looks like we're not done with this because Mad Nance has a bone to pick with you, Twiz.
Styles P would get smoked on that
Yeah.
stage, and that's one of my favorite rappers of all time, bro. We not going to trip. We talking about a stage battle. A
Right.
stage battle, bro. It's different. You think Styles P could be commercialized like them guys on stage? He couldn't. He couldn't just. I mean, people would be starstruck just because it's Panero. You know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he would get reaction, but I'm talking about you put him in front of somebody like a Hollow to Donna K. Shine or something like that, bro. You know
Right.
they gonna know how to pick him apart on that stage.
Psych says Philly has its own lingo, which people caught up on from Meek. People talk like Philly dudes now.
It's been like that. It's been like that. You know, it's just been we've been as trendsetters.
For them boys been stealing our Jones.
Yeah, definitely Jones.
Worldwide now.
The Bulls been stealing your Jones.
Psych says Philly is commercial now, but Zamir says in the 80s, y'all had some whack rappers from West Philly like Will Smith. Rosewood, please respond to that.
Come on, man. I'm going to say Schoolie D. Come on, man. The father of gangster rap. We got Schoolie D. Shout out to Cool C, man. EST.
But Rosewood, Rosewood, he tripping. Will Smith was lit back then. Are you kidding me?
Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff. Will Smith back in the 80s got the bars.
Yeah, he was that bull back then.
Wasn't Will Smith like the first rapper to go platinum or something?
Win the Grammy, I do believe.
Oh, yeah, the first rapper to win a Grammy or something like that, right?
Yeah, he got Will could spit though, man.
Yeah, Will Smith was that boy.
Twiz, Iceberg said Snipe Life would cook a battle rapper though. LOL.
He got a nice aggressive style. It's a few of them.
It's on that stage is different. It's like all the stuff that we like Twiz said. And say even if it's a small crowd in the room, it's going to be different from the way they are presented now. Because you have people that's, I don't know, it's a different energy, it's a different momentum when you had that big crowd there, man. So those lights are on. Those lights are on, man.
It is like somebody get somebody on the stage like Styles P and be talking about career, what he made, and all of that. Like, you know, they can push a narrative on that stage quick, and the people gonna go crazy for it.
Mm-hmm. Muhammadiyah was the 90s, mid 90s.
Nah, Phillies.
Everybody's in tune right now. Everybody's in tune on this. But Rubber Band Rich said, "Nah, dead ass. Philly got this one. I got to." No, I'm saying, if Reed Dollars does win this one, that means his stock goes all the way up. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot on the line.
Yeah. He gonna have his feet kicked up like Cassidy.
Buns. Who has more to win from this battle, man? Just from that one statement alone, it seems like Reed Dollars has more to, get from this battle. But who do you think has more to win there?
More to win, I would say this is the thing, right? If Mook win, it's like, okay, he just beat Tay Rock, right? They already got him on this pedestal, like, you know what I'm saying, as like the top now. If he beat Reed convincingly, taking the crowd and all that, then that's probably gonna put him. That's gonna solidify that, like, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, he's gonna be definitely. Whereas even if Reed beat him, people still gonna want to see him beat some other people, in my opinion.
Mook. People are still going to want to see Mook beat some other people.
If Reed beat Mook, I think they would, you know what I'm saying, they would want to see him against the, you know what I'm saying, probably the, Tay Rock and them or
so if Reed loses, he's less likely to get booked again more frequently.
Probably.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, unless dudes gonna want to take turns with him, you know what I'm saying? Respectfully, you know what I mean? Not like, you know what I mean? But because he's still a name.
Reed Dollars has a lot to lose with this battle, Rosewood. I mean, but so doesn't Mook Murder Mook, Rosewood, because you know who's going to be watching this battle, Rosewood?
Eminem.
Drake.
Well, I was about to say Eminem.
Drake too. Because Drake, what was Drake saying on his last thing, Rosewood? He was saying, next up, Murder Mook versus Sue Surf.
Yeah. So with Reed, I would reiterate what Twiz was saying. They both have a lot on the line, but I definitely think Reed has more to gain because this is his real introduction into coming right back into a lane like Cassidy did. People didn't think Cassidy be where he is now when he first started out, or even like his second battle. So now Reed has a chance to see that and say, "Oh, now this is my opportunity get back in play. Now push fast forward. I'm going. So I think he definitely has more on stake on the line than Mook, because it's like a reintroduction. People know what they're getting from Mook. Mook's been in this world. Reed is just now stepping back into this world, and it's a different world. So everybody's excited. And if he wins on top of that, he takes that buzz and excitement on with the win into whoever he's going with next.
Exactly.
So I definitely think Reed has a lot more. You know, if you want to say to lose, I won't say lose because it's a win-win.
He got more to win, maybe.
More to win. He will have to say thank you. He will have to have more to win. Yeah, definitely.
So, Twiz, I want you to respond to this comment. Fly Prolific, one of our moderators, said, Reed is definitely not going to get smoked. He ain't no walk in the park. He still gets busy, but he's going to get punched on respectfully.
He ain't going to get smoked. He ain't going to get smoked. And I feel like if Meek don't, if Reed don't get the clear win, it's going to be a strong debatable. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be debatable, man. Reed not coming in there playing just because, if nothing else, the city of Philly, bro, it's so much going on in the city, stirred up around us. So it's like, at the end of the day, man, he got a lot to gain, and he also got like a lot that he don't. You know what I'm saying? He want to prove all the doubters wrong, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Rosewood, will you read this Reed bar?
You don't want to fire Reed in the back of your home, wore a paint vest and some ammo. With the show with it better. Yeah. Rambo Reed. In fact.
You don't want to fire Reed in the back of your home. Wore a paint vest and some ammo. K over the shoulder with the brother. I'm on Rambo.
That's what I'm saying. He definitely can rap better than Mook, man. Definitely can rap better than Mook.
Don't make me bring up some Murder Mook lyrics.
I agree with that.
He has to bring that plus everything else that he learned from then till now.
Yo, Iceberg, what do you mean? Me and Bonds are Murder Mook fans too. Put us right along with Drake and Eminem.
Drake.
Me and Bonds are kind of like 50 and M, right?
Drake is a fan of the battle rap culture.
True.
Yeah. No, he is, man.
Anybody that's a fan of the battle rap culture gonna be a fan of Mook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like Mook. I like Mook's enthusiasm, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. His confidence.
Like if Mook real rap, he definitely can rap better than Mook. But if Mook lose, he's still not gonna lose because Mook mouthpiece so fly, bro. He gonna know what to say afterwards. You know what I mean? He gonna carry it on, and he's still gonna make it so interesting. Be the top battle rapper.
Yo, guys, is it too late for me to change my pick?
Mook is somebody.
Oh, for real? That's how you feel it, Mikey?
No. Is it too late for me to Rosewood Quiz? Is it too late for me to change my pick?
Tape ain't over. You still tape.
No, I was about to say the battle ain't here yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm changing my pick.
I'm
off team Murder Mook. I forgot about my history with Murder Mook. I'm off team Murder Mook.
Hey, look, see now, Mike.
Team Reed Dollars. I'm back, Kelly. I forgot me and Murder Mook had issues.
Shit, I'm back for
Damn. It's bandwagon on
Dollars washes Murder Mook.
I believe in you though, Reed. I believe Reed can do it though.
No, but Twiz, you read that wrong. Syke says Twiz definitely can rap better than Mook.
Yeah.
Oh, he said I think you said Reed. Real rap, like, you know what I mean? Mook is built for battle rap. You know what I mean? He built for that. You know what I mean? Mook is built for that battle rap. But Reed can do it all, man.
Yeah, I'm really all right. Good segue right here. Thank you, Iceberg. This is a great segue for our main event tonight, the main course, the main discussion. Iceberg said Mikey's scared to agree with me because we both picked Dipset and Fat Joe. Yup. Bonds and I both picked Bonds. No, Bonds went Queens. Excuse me. That was Rosewood and myself.
You look like Charles Barkley up here, man.
Right.
Guaranteed, bro.
Right. I went with Fat Joe. I went with the locks. I ain't go with the set. I went with the locks and Fat Joe. I went with the streets.
Facts.
Okay, Young Dev is telling me the team motto, you guys. Everybody but Bonds tap into this. Yeah, Mike. Team Reed motto is expect the unexpected. Yeah, that's right.
Facts.
But I'm expecting Reed Dollars to now walk a mud hole in Murder Mook's ass. So in expecting that,
close.
Will the opposite happen?
And can I add one thing, though, Mikey? Just to add one thing on that. This the only battle that Reed wanted the most. Reed said it way before they even set the battle up, is that he gotta battle Mook before they leave this earth. You know what I mean? So I feel like he gonna have the best ammunition. He gonna bring out the Rambo Reed, bro. He gonna come on the stage Incredible Hulk mode. So he studied Mook. I feel like he know what to expect from Mook.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Mad Nan says Reed lost to Surf. So what's the excuse? And then the real prophecy says Reed only lost to John because of the crowd.
Facts.
That's two losses right there. We're talking
about.
No,
Reed. The only clear loss Reed got was John the Don. Everything else was debatable, bro. It was debatable. Surf was debatable.
Facts. That was debatable.
And he smoked Rex. Somebody that been doing it. So what is y'all talking about?
Who said
talking about him coming out of? We talking about him coming out of retirement. Like,
who said what?
What was you saying that Bond said, bro? But
I'm smoking weed. Who said what, Dad?
Yeah, let us know, brother. Hit us back with one more.
I'm hot.
Yo, so hold on 1 second. Zamir said Rosewood. Zamir said by LP was West Philly.
LP. I don't know. They be having cryptic comments. I don't understand.
Twiz, is that an artist or anything? Shout out to LP.
LP, the name sounds familiar. The bottom.
It's an artist. Artist named LP. 46th Street.
Down the bottom.
Okay, they're trying to show some love to West Philly, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to the old West, man.
Who are the guys? Who are the famous rappers from West Philly, you guys?
You got Leaf Ward for sure. Leaf Ward.
Yeah, you go.
Definitely Leaf. You got definitely Leaf right now.
You know what I mean?
You gotta feel. Of course, you can say Will Smith all day. Like I said, Schoolie D or whatever, because that's the
Young Dev.
Right.
Young Dev. That was actually Twiz that had said that.
Yeah,
he said that. He said that Reed actually wanted the battle. But all right, Twiz probably has to plug his phone back in. But we're about to get into some interesting topic with the main course, the potential of a Diddy versus Drake. Bonds, let me just ask you, man, Diddy, did I just say Diddy versus Drake? Excuse me, guys. I had a flashback to their fight back at Live. But Diddy versus Dr. Dre. Diddy versus Dr. Dre, does that top everything we've seen thus far in versus history, Bonds? We got the head of Bad Boy.
Death Row, yeah.
Head of Death Row. Almost the best thing we could get for Death Row versus Bad Boy. I was saying with the respective losses, God bless the dead, Pac and Big.
Closest you gonna get,
Yeah, that's the closest.
As close as you gonna get. Yeah, man. That's major. Might be the biggest.
Yeah.
How would that show be, Rosewood? What type of show do you think these two guys could put on for us?
Oh, that would be an epic show. And I would really think it would be like having they would try to bring Tupac and Biggie back. I would expect them to bring out a hologram for real. You know, it'd be like, all right, you got special guests, hologram of Pac and Big pop up. Some more wild, crazy, futuristic shit we never seen before. I think it would be something epic for the culture. They can really do it right.
This is an interesting comment, Bonds. Mad Nan says Dre has eras. Diddy had an era. Do you agree with that, or do you think he's a little off?
Yeah, he a little. Dre. He's a little off because Diddy had errors too. Because Diddy produced things too. Like you could accredit the French Montana, like them saying
Machine Gun Kelly.
Sure.
Even you know what I'm saying, even after the locks and all of that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Machine Gun Kelly Bonds.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly, everything he had his hands in a lot of things that he was working with. So yeah. But where would it be at?
Where the song placement?
Yo, Real Prophecy.
Where would the venue be at? Appreciate you, Prophecy.
Real Prophecy.
Oh,
Go check out Bonds' album, The Local Legend. You can just type it in on Google, Local Legend on Spotify if you got it, or it's on YouTube as well. Now you say location Bonds. Wow, that's interesting because they did Madison Square Garden, right? For the Locks and Dipset. I'm thinking they do somewhere major in LA.
Staples Center.
The Staples Center. Boom, right there, Rosewood. Is the Staples Center too big for this, though, Rosewood?
No,
this is Dre and Puff. This is Dre and Puff, man. You bringing the East and the West together.
People are flying to California for this.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah. You what?
I wish I would if I could.
Facts.
Hold on 1 second, you guys. Sorry to stop the conversation. Zamir says Queen's got some hot shit, too.
Always.
I ain't gonna lie. Are you talking about Bon Simmons, bro? I think you must be talking about Bon Simmons because we just were talking about his album, The Local Legend. And Zamir, now that you said that, I'm totally expecting you to Google search The Local Legend right now on Spotify and go listen to that and get us a review.
Big fact.
You said Yo, Bonds, he said the Queen's got some hot shit. He must be talking about you, right?
Lying. That man ain't never lied, man. That man dealing with some wisdom, man.
I only say that with respect to the conversation because we were just talking about your album. You had mentioned French Montana. French Montana's not a Queen artist.
Nah, French from the Bronx.
Right. Facts.
Yeah.
The Queens, man. Definitely gonna be a good job.
He got some information for us right here. That's Biggie, Pac, NWA, Mace, Puff, Lil' Kim, MJB, Mary J. Blige, 50, Jeezy, French, Busta, etc. That's okay. He's listing all of
Busta was on Aftermath.
He's listing all the artists that they both have worked with. Biggie to Pac, NWA to Mason Puff, Lil' Kim to Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige, she worked with Puff, right?
Yeah. So who said that they had errors? He was bugging.
Yeah.
Did Mary J. Blige work with Dre as well?
I think
probably,
yeah. She worked with Dre too.
Yeah, she worked.
You got to play
that get scared.
Pumping. Yeah. Thanks for me.
That's wrong. It's absolutely wrong, Madman. French can make hits without other artists. French knows how to put a hit together and actually release it.
Yeah.
Ain't worried about life. Nothing didn't have a feature, and that was arguably his biggest song.
French always got the hooks. He always had hooks, so he's always make a song.
Bonds, what's French Montana's biggest song after Unforgettable?
And not that wasn't a feature, dang.
No. It doesn't matter if there was a feature or not. What was his second biggest song? I'm gonna have to say "Ain't Worried About Nothing." I think "Ain't Worried About Nothing" was bigger than "Pop That."
Yeah. And damn, what was the name of that other joint? Oh,
yeah.
You can't be talking about Freaks.
No, that that other joint was Kodak Black joint.
Lockjaw.
But that was right. That was like when I think of French Montana.
Yep, that was a really big one too.
Got the hooks.
Yep, that was a really big one too. You got a point with that as well. Which one did I say? Yeah, I don't know if that's bigger than "Ain't Worried About Nothing" though. To be honest with you, Lockjaw. I mean, bro, like the video the play that they got for Ain't Worried About, that was an anthem. Like whoa.
Yeah, Pop that was jumping too though.
Vice P says no stylist. Another thing you got to look at though, no stylist. No stylist and Lockjaw actually did not make the albums. I think No Stylist made the album after a while, but they didn't push album releases. Mac and Cheese, that album got pulled back, and that had Lockjaw on it.
Okay. So it was French Montana song?
Yeah, definitely. French Montana knows how to keep a hit.
Yeah, no, I know. French definitely. You see, rest in peace with Chink's Drugs. You see right there, it's like French dropped the banger, and then Chinks come right behind it with it, man. R.I.P. Chink's Drugs.
Joint was hard.
Yeah, shot caller.
Big.
Yeah. Guys, we got to get back right into this. Zamir says Bad Boy wasn't even the same after Biggie died. What do y'all think, Mike T? Like Bonds had sort of gone into, Diddy rebuilt the label a number of times. Bonds, remind me, take me into it a little bit. Right after Big had died, Puffy had Mace, and then they also came back with a whole Bad Boy family thing with Black Rob, and D-Dep, and Mark Curry.
Yep.
The saga continues.
Yep.
Yeah. Moon, all I need a girl.
They followed it up with Loon and I Need a Girl with Usher. I think they had Usher on the first
started working. That's when he started working with everybody. He was working with Usher, doing more Mary J joints. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things. Cassie, put Cassie little joint up. He snatched up Ryan Leslie. He was doing that, you know what I mean?
Yep, that came a little bit later when he grabbed French, Cassie, Red Cafe, and Machine Gun Kelly. They called that Bad Boy 2.0, I think, or maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You see, Vice P has it right here. He brought up Danny D. Kane.
The whole shows and all that, all them shows and all that.
We didn't, exactly, Bonds. We didn't even bring up the shows with the
shows
band
Making It Bear.
Day 26.
E. Ness.
Right, Ness. Shout out to Ness, definitely. Making It Bear. Diddy definitely reinvented himself through different eras. I will give you that, man.
He did a lot of hooks. He did the Nas hook, "Hate Me Now." He did a lot of. He did a lot of.
He can almost play that as the intros coming out.
He was on everybody's album.
Yeah, guys. Honestly, that's a whole part of it that Dr. Dre didn't even touch. Diddy was on television for like a whole whatever how long the season was. He's on TV every week. It's major.
Yeah. The band, that first season, it was nothing like it. I think Ness was saying it wasn't nothing really scripted or how it is now, where they make people fight and all that. They have a certain format. It really wasn't no format. They was making it up as they went, and it was great entertainment.
Really prolific. You had to bring up B5. What about that white rapper that
Cheesy, Bad Boy South and all that?
Oh Bad Boy South.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood. MJG and 8 Ball. 8 Ball and MJG, Living Legends.
Doing Bad Boy South. Yep.
That album went gold.
Boys in the Hood, Sal. Shout to Jody Breeze, man.
Right, shout out Jody Breezy. Now, hey, Mikey T, why do you think that it was that Dre never stepped in that realm of TV, doing a show or something like that?
Honestly, I think it's because of what happened with 50 Cent in the game, man. I think when 50 Cent in the game started beefing, it sort of reminded Dre of what happened with Death Row and shit back in the day. All these guys talking about they were going to beat each other up, because right prior to that, it was almost like they could have had a reality show where it showed how Aftermath and Shady developed the G Unit label. It really did look like. And then, how they did in the In the Club video and then the Get Up video where they got back together, M and Dre would have been the executive producers in the show.
Right. That's that's how I was looking at it. But you brought up a good point, the fighting and all that. Dre just wants to strictly do music. And I could see if Game and 50 never really got into it, we would have had a lot of stuff from G Unit. We would have had a lot of stuff.
you think they would have convinced them to do a television show? Do you think Jimmy Iovine and M and Dre would have come up with that idea with 50 Cent? I mean, 50's the king of television now, Bonds. So what do you think?
Yeah, it wasn't that reality TV like that. You know what I'm saying? Probably they had the Flavor Flav show and dating shows, but it wasn't really. But I think
Paris Hilton one,
something like that. I could see that Eminem.
Wow. And Madman says Dre was already rich and didn't need TV money. He was always in the lab. And yeah, Rosewood, they were selling an amazing amount of records. You know that when Aftermath and G Unit and Shady had a big act, they would come out and sell 500,000 units in a week or 1,000,000 units in a week. So maybe they weren't thinking about TV as much.
But Dre had to get headphones to be a billionaire. So then he wasn't a billionaire. So that TV money is something different than that music money. So I wouldn't sit here and say Dr. Dre nor Eminem and 50 Cent in the game together can't put together a great product for TV. And then they all could be billionaires.
Now, also Rosewood, you got to think about it. Like Dre has always been so busy with his music and the sound, and that's what actually enabled him to create those headphones and that, the clear delivery of that sound or whatever, whatever it is that makes Beats by Dre what it is. So, if he wasn't focused on that completely, maybe that wouldn't have been born.
Now that's true because Dre is a perfectionist. And even with that, I still could see him investing something into TV if it wasn't no drama. Diddy was able to harness that, bring people off the streets and put that together. Now, I do believe Dr. Dre had to be, I think everybody in the industry was watching Making the Band because it wasn't nothing like that at the time.
Yeah, and like Iceberg says here, Dave Chappelle made a skit out of Making the Band.
Yeah, right. So it was nothing like it before his time. So I think a lot of people definitely was watching it, and Diddy looked at it as a way to show off the brand, the music, to sell product, everything. So I think Dr. Dre probably definitely looked at it. It just didn't probably formulate. I think they probably might have had something in the works. Why it didn't work, who knows? It could have been various reasons, but I think if they could, they would have tried to do the same thing.
Oh my God, Bonds! Would you have been on this show?
He did have the show.
Iceberg says Suge was supposed to have a show also. It was supposed to be called Signed by Suge, kind of like Making the Band. Bonds, would you have been on that show?
I ain't gonna lie.
It's called, my bad, but it's called Unfinished Business. That's what it was called. Suge Knight Unfinished Business. He burned the G Unit tank top on there.
Really?
Yeah, I watched that on BET.
No shit.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Unfinished Business.
No shit. I had no idea, man. But so guys, now before we get into talking about Diddy versus Dr. Dre, the discussion really began when Fat Joe had Jermaine Dupri and Diddy on his channel, on his Instagram. And Diddy and Jermaine Dupri just started going back and forth. Bonds, what did you think watching that interaction between those two moguls?
I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't watch that joint, man?
I ain't see it.
Oh, man. Well, you're about to hear about it in a second. Rosewood, before we get into it in detail, what did you think about hearing them two go at it?
It was definitely some real hip hop shit, because these two guys that been in the music business for so long and that been through so many people's world with the music, executive producing so much stuff for so many people. So when Jermaine and Dupri and Diddy talking, that's money talking to money. That's how I look at it. It's money talking to money, man. And it's also music royalty talking to music royalty. Because, like, they the OGs of the executive producer, man. You got to give it to them. Because they've been doing it for so long and at such a high level. Not like that has been here and has been around. They've been producing stuff at a high level for such a long time. So, like I said, it's greatness talking to greatness.
Now, I asked Ab, how do you feel Jermaine Dupri would match up against Diddy, or is it obvious or I said, or is the obvious versus battle Diddy versus Dr. Dre? I said, how do you feel Jermaine Dupri would match up against Diddy, or is the obvious versus battle Diddy versus Dr. Dre? Before breaking it down to Ab, I said, okay, so Diddy said, them backwards farmer jeans ain't gonna help you. Bonds, just since you're hearing this for the first time, this is what Diddy was saying on a live right to Jermaine Dupri. He said, them backwards farmer jeans ain't gonna help you. Jermaine Dupri comes back. What was you doing when Crisscross came out? Diddy said, I was getting money. Jermaine Dupri goes, you wasn't in the music business. And then he played Welcome to Atlanta. Diddy goes, let me take you to the best part of the record. And then he played his verse. Diddy goes, he doesn't deserve me. So I said to Ab, they was on IG Live with Fat Joe. Jermaine Dupri played Money Ain't a Thing. And then Diddy goes, there you go, Jay-Z. Before saying, ask DJ Khaled. They don't play that when they go to the classics. When they go to the classics, they don't play Money Ain't a Thing. Then he played Juicy Bonds. Jermaine Dupri asked Puff, why don't you play my remix of Big Papa? Because it's better than yours. Diddy was like, can somebody please get Dre on the phone? I don't want to talk to you no more. You soft as butter. Joe, I gotta go. And then Fat Joe chimed in. Jermaine Dupri is a living legend. Snoop Dogg joined them on live. Apparently The Weeknd, 21 Savage was in there on the live watching. Who else did they say was on the live watching? Do you remember, Rosewood?
I remember 21 Savage doing. They had a few people in there. There was a few people in there watching. Snoop, I seen when Snoop came in, because they brought Snoop in. I seen when it was Fat Joe, Snoop, JD, and Puff. You know, it was 4 up there.
What did you make of the song breakdown? You know, Jermaine Dupri tried to stunt with Welcome to Atlanta, but Diddy was on the remix. And then you go from Money Ain't a Thing to Juicy. So how do you feel about the song matchup?
Yeah, see, this is just a little and they're doing it on purpose. Great marketing by them. Because they're showing you some things that you can expect. You know, what you can kind of expect from a verse between Puff and JD. It's going to be hit for hit. So it's really like they're telling you, lend your music ear and listen to judge this battle right here, because it's nothing but hits, however you call it.
But what do you make of him trashing Money Ain't a Thing, man, and saying, ask DJ Khaled, they don't play Money Ain't a Thing when it comes to the classics, man? What did you make of that?
Because when it comes to the clubs and the party, like you almost have to speed up Money Ain't a Thing, right? It's a kind of slow. It's not slow, but it's just the tempo is kind of slow. So you kind of have to speed it up, you know. And it's like John, you know, you're not really trying to do that with. So that's all it is. Puff know what he's doing. It's just a little strategic move, you know, before the little rumble. I believe this is going to be a heavy rumble right here because it's so many classics they both have, you know. So something like Money Ain't a Thing, if they play that now, you know, at the verses, people are still going to go crazy. But is that something that's going to be in Jermaine Dupri's lineup? Because I think you only can have 20 songs. Am I right? You can only have 20 songs?
That's what Ja Rule and Fat Joe were saying, yeah.
Right. So going on the 20 song format, now you have to see what 20 songs you're going to use. And I do believe if it's just 20 songs, it's going to be songs, especially from Jermaine Dupri and Puff, it's going to be songs left out. Now they're going to try to find a way to squeeze probably 5 more into the 20, you know, say the intro or come out song or maybe a couple extra features. But there's going to be some songs left out. They got too many songs.
Bonds, I'm going to ask you now, after I read out what their conversation was on Fat Joe's Live, what do you think hearing that back?
That's crazy. Diddy was talking crazy.
He was, Bonds.
Crazy.
What do you mean? What do you think about when he said nobody wants to hear that crisscross and nobody wants to see the farmer jeans or whatever?
Diddy hype. He been watching them verses, man. He ready to kill some.
Hey,
So Bonds, I asked AR Rab, is it Diddy and Jermaine Dupri? Is that the verses, or is the more logical choice Diddy versus Dr. Dre? I mean, like Rosewood was just saying, this seems like a pretty great setup for Diddy versus Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah, that would be a great one. Diddy and Dre would be great too. Like they both would be great.
Better.
Right.
It would be better, but this one is going to be classic if it happens.
Yeah.
This has to happen, you guys. Diddy versus Jermaine Dupri. It's too many classics.
Yeah.
One person in the chat, Mad Nan, says Benjamins would beat Money Ain't a Thing. What do you think, Bonds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You agree?
I agree.
Wow. Pretty crazy.
I agree.
Rosewood, Iceberg says JD could bring out the brat. JD brings out the brat. What does Diddy do to counter the brat? What female does he?
Lil' Kim.
Kim.
Lil' Kim.
Boom. You top him,
but
right there.
But Jermaine Dupri and Diddy, they both can bring out a roster. And Jermaine Dupri has the whole social death roster. He can't even bring Bow Wow out. So you can bring the whole social death roster. Puff can bring the Bad Boy roster. That's going to be epic. That's going to be epic. I would say Puff and Dre would be the better, because of the people they can bring out with the songs. But I don't know if we can get that. Puff wants that. That's what Puff wants. But I don't know if we can get that.
Yeah.
So when Jermaine Dupri said, "What were you doing when Criss Cross came out?" What did he say? He said, what was his exact words? What was you doing when Criss Cross came out? And Diddy said, I was getting money.
He was at Uptown. When that came out.
Jermaine goes, you wasn't in the music business.
Exactly. He was just doing A&R at the time. And Jermaine Dupri was Jermaine Dupri been in the music industry since the 80s. I think he's like in Houdini's video or something like that. Backstage dancing or something. So Jermaine Dupri been in the mix. So that's what I'm saying. It's like legend versus legend right here.
Okay. All right. Iceberg's got another one for you, Rosewood. Okay. If he brings out Shad Moss, a.k.a. Bow Wow, it's a wrap. Who does Diddy bring out to capitalize off a little Bow Wow?
Mace.
Exactly.
Easy. Boom. Major. This is crazy. I really think even though Diddy versus Dre would be like the groundbreaking verses, like the record-shattering verses, yeah. I think Diddy versus Jermaine Dupri is the more, it's the one that could really be put together next month.
Yeah.
Or in 3 months with the promotion. Bonds, if Diddy goes against Jermaine Dupri, can they do Diddy versus Dre next year, or is it like kind of like we already saw Diddy come out and do all of his hits?
Yeah, because who else is left though? Like,
right. That's the thing. Who else is left?
Who else could Jermaine Dupri go against if not? You know what I'm saying? One of them, like.
Somebody in the chat said Timbaland. Iceberg said JD versus Timbaland. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Timbaland has switched beats already went at it. But.
I think you got to get someone to go against Jermaine Dupri that actually raps and makes beats as well. You got to put somebody that's actually in his element.
Yeah, it's like Diddy. Diddy and JD is kind of like Puff, and JD is like the perfect fit.
Yeah.
Dre's not going to do it, Rosewood.
Dre and Puff, we're looking at like the Bad Boy Death Row days or whatever, East West Coast. But as far as like you said, somebody that's going to rap and make beats and be the executive producer, they're both that. So they're both going up against each other. They're just two different worlds, or not even that. They're just up north and down south, if you want to look at it like that. So when you're comparing it to Puff and Dre, I think this can be as big as Puff and Dre too. Because they're similar. They're so similar.
Atlanta and, you know what I'm saying, where the game is at, I think the JD joint, especially if they trying to down here in Atlanta, son.
Yeah, they do that joint down there. That's going to be a heavy R right there.
Crazy. It's going to be crazy.
All right, guys. So let's get the predictions then.
Yeah.
Let's get the predictions first on
Okay,
Diddy.
that's a good one.
Let's get the predictions first on Diddy versus Jermaine Dupri. If they were to go and do a versus together, I'm gonna set it off and say, well, actually, I'm gonna let you set it off, Rosewood. If we get a
Okay.
versus with Diddy and Jermaine Dupri, which will be So Def versus Bad Boy, and you've already basically elaborated on Diddy's gonna counter DeBrat with Little Kim. Diddy's going to counter Bow Wow with Mace, even though Bow Wow had a bunch more albums than Mace, Rosewood. So what do you think, man? Who's going to come out on top if this does happen, which I think it should? Both battles should happen. Just my opinion.
It definitely, it definitely should happen. I definitely want to see Puff and Dre, but if I had to pick something that I think is going to happen more, is going to be Puff and JD. Just because of the Atlanta thing, and Puff ties to Atlanta, so I would have to. Oh man, I'm glad you went with me first, so I can get out the way because I gotta go with. Oh man, this is a difficult one right here. This
Hey man, Bow Wow has more albums than Mace. That's
but you can only do so many songs.
The game for
You have to can do so many songs.
He stayed in the game.
So, oh man, I'm going with Puff. I'm going with Puff on this one.
You don't go against Puff, man.
I'm going with Puff. I'm going with Puff on this one.
You don't go against Puff. You do not. Vice P said he's going with Puff as well.
I'm thinking about all the times Puff reinvented himself and made things pop off, and all the things he can. I gotta go with Puff, man.
Yeah, and Bonds, bringing it over to you. We got to think about really when was the last time JD was relevant. I think the last time JD was kind of relevant when he was doing that kids hip hop show or something like that. I never really tuned into it. But
game.
What's up, Bonds?
Rap game.
Rap game.
That's the name of the show. The rap.
That's the name of the show. Yeah.
Okay. So Bonds, who would you take in this, man?
Yeah, I'm going Diddy too, man.
Damn.
Diddy, man.
Everyone's going Diddy, even though JD clearly pointed out that he was actually making music when Diddy was still an intern.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could kind of say that the fact that even though Jermaine Dupri got into the game earlier than Diddy, I guess you could kind of clearly say that Diddy has outlasted Jermaine Dupri when it's come to putting out successful music. Looking at his latest signees in French Montana and Machine Gun Kelly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, JD really hasn't had a present in, say the late 2010s going into the 2020s. He really hasn't had a presence. He's around, but as far as like Puff is in everything. From Griselda to some pop band in Sweden. Puff is in everything. He knows what's going on all over. So I think this is a way for JD to bring himself back into that limelight of making hits or bringing us bangers produced by JD and these new up and coming artists. So that's one thing that you were right. JD hasn't really been around. So Puff just keeps coming back. So I'm trying to, that's why I'm like, Puff says JD got hits and all that, but Puff is going to hit us with some classics, man. Some classics.
Someone else brought up Jagged Edge being brought out. Diddy would counter that easily with either of his female groups, whichever one was really available to bring out, whether it was who were the girls that rapped with him on The Last Train to Paris? What were they called?
Was that Danny Kane?
No, there was another group. He put a duo to what was they called? The Last Train to Paris. Oh, Dirty Money.
Dirty Money.
He do his Dirty Money thing. If 112
was fresh from Danny Kane, right?
Yeah, right. They were on Danny Kane first, right?
Yeah, and he was in a group with them actually, so it was him and
right 112, Faith.
112, crazy.
Man, so if you want to sing, Puff got Puff got the singing for you. He got that covered.
And then JD, who's JD gonna bring out? Is he gonna bring out SUNY? The guy from that he signed off of 106 in Park, Sonny, and then he renamed him SUN period Y period.
I was about to say I forgot he was out.
You do remember it now, don't you?
Now I'm remembering the So Def roster. I remember because JD had a good push, and So Def, it was just like I don't know.
They did their numbers.
Carl Thomas. Yeah.
But now let's get into Rab's thoughts, you guys. So I told Ab all that, and Ab was like, "Yo, I can't lie. I agree with Diddy. JD is a legend. Diddy had more hits and songs that the world knows and loves." So that's what Ab had to say. He said he actually agrees with Diddy. I think I disagree, Bonds, with Diddy saying, because we didn't get your opinion on this yet, Bonds. I heavily disagree with Diddy saying that Money Ain't a Thing is not a hip hop classic. Rosewood had a compelling argument about the speed of the record when it comes to being played at parties or whatever. Bonds, what's your take on Money Ain't a Thing being a classic?
It's a classic.
It's definitely a classic.
He was ODing, right? He was just gassing.
Now he was drawn.
Nah, yeah, but see, he was saying they don't play it in the club. That's what he was saying. He ain't saying it wasn't a classic. Post like they
I've been to the club. Right, they played it at the club. But Bonds, have you heard that at the club? Or I know I've heard that at the club.
Yeah, I mean, right now, like it's over now because it's an old record. But yeah, they was playing it. It is a club record to me. I consider it a club record. We going to a little.
He was just talking. But does Diddy want this battle with Jermaine Dupri? Bonds,
yeah. It sounded like he want all the smoke.
But Bonds, he kept saying get Dre on the phone. It just kind of seems like he's not interested.
Because he want more smoke. Dre a bigger name.
Right.
He want the smoke though.
Jermaine Dupri's going to give him a run for his money. I don't care. Yes. Jermaine Dupri's going to give him a major run for his money.
And the South will ride with him too.
Hell yeah. What? That's the thing.
Atlanta gonna
control that audience.
Yeah, Atlanta gonna turn up for JD. The baby, little baby.
So guys, we were also speaking on Dr. Dre versus Diddy. I don't know if it's a money thing with Versus. I don't know what they're gonna have to do to get Dr. Dre to take interest in it. Like, I would be overwhelmingly psyched about that. Like, Jermaine Dupri versus Diddy, it's great for hip hop, but Dre and Diddy is just a whole nother level of excitement. You know what I mean? It's like CM Punk returning to the WWE or AEW after 7 years type of excitement. People would just freak out getting the opportunity to see Dre versus Diddy. And to be honest with you, I don't know if Dre wants to draw up that whole spectacle of the storyline of the East versus the West, Bonds.
Right.
That could be a reason that he doesn't, because it's going to be all over the television, and then they're going to be talking all the jazz about the past again. But this is what Rab had to say about a potential Diddy versus Dr. Dre battle. Now, remember, Ab said he agreed with Diddy and JD. He said, I agree with Diddy. JD is a legend. Diddy had more hits and songs the world knows and loves. I believe Diddy might have his hands full with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre got too many hits. There ain't too many people that can go toe-to-toe with Dr. Dre.
Damn.
So yeah, Rosewood, now that the sirens have gone by in your area, Ab riding with Diddy against JD, but he said he doesn't think he can handle Dr. Dre, man. If we came to what do you think about that statement?
Now, listen, he got a great point because Dre has got so many, and he didn't touch so many elements. He has his own sound. Dr. Dre has a sound. So when you hear that, you know what his sound is. You know Diddy is great at what he does, but when it comes to Dr. Dre song making, it's just a different era right there. Different.
Yep. I think Ab definitely has a point there. We're not going to get into our prediction on that just yet. But what do you think, man? I mean, Diddy might walk over JD, but going in a versus against Dr. Dre, he certainly would have his hands full.
Nah, he definitely would though.
Mm-hmm.
Have his hands full, man. It's only 20 joints though, so you gotta remember that too.
That'd be the thing. That
play everything.
Remember the 20.
Ain't but 20, so.
Rosewood, is Diddy gonna act the same way on a live with Dr. Dre as he did with Jermaine Dupri?
No. It'll be much more reserved. And that might be another reason too. It's about the promotion with this. You know, you really have to, you know how like Fat Joe and Ja Rule are really cool, but they had to kind of bring out a mean streak of each one, talk a little shit, get a little grimy with it. So you would kind of have to go back to, you would have to bring those days up, the Death Row days. And I don't think, you know, you'll get that same spark out of Dre.
Yeah.
You know, if we did, that'd be amazing. But I don't think it'll be that same energy with Dre as he has towards JD. It is nothing like he's trying to shit on JD or nothing like that. It's just a, you know, it's just a different level. It's just a different level of producer. That's all.
Now, Chris says Dre versus Diddy doesn't make sense, though. I mean, shit. After seeing Diddy and Jermaine Dupri go at it the way they did, yeah, you're right. It doesn't make sense because they just set up such an epic battle right there, Rosewood. I really want to see that now. I'm like, because from a fan standpoint, anybody in their right mind would want to see Dre versus Diddy. But with all the business that they just drummed up by doing that live with Fat Joe, who the hell wouldn't be invested in this? I know Bonds probably is going to go check out that video right after this live.
It's a fact.
Yeah, if they have it down there, if they had the battle down there in the A, would you go, Bonds? You go that joint?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely. That's a good R right there.
That's where that battle would be.
Yeah, later.
Jermaine Dupri versus Diddy, that would be in the A. But if it ever happens, Dr. Dre versus Diddy, I would hope they would do it where you said it, Rosewood at the Staples Center.
Yeah, that would be epic. It would be epic. That would be somewhere they'll have it. Yeah.
I just don't. Dre's a billionaire. You know what I mean? But you know what? Diddy's worth like several $100 million as well. That's probably why he wants that battle rather than like with somebody like Jermaine Dupri. But Diddy's because of the fact that Dre might not give it to us, Diddy should do this one for the culture, man. That would be. I think that's the next big thing that Versus could do aside from Dre versus Diddy Bonds. What do you think?
Yeah. But now as I think about it more though, the JD would be better though. This just be better right now. You don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's no, you know what I'm saying, issues, but you don't know like if they want to do a versus, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Dre and you know what I'm saying? If Dre would want to and Diddy would want to do a versus, you know what I'm saying?
Diddy wants to.
Right. He did. You don't know how Dre feel about that though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Dre might want to do it. I just think it might be there's other parties involved and that's what he got going on at the time. Yeah. You know.
I think Atlanta it'd be more fun right now, like.
Yeah, I give you that.
JD, like, let's just do it right here in Atlanta, man.
Right.
You know, that honestly is the battle that is more like that could more than likely happen. Like that's the one they could put together and probably do before the end of the year. I don't know how open Dr. Dre is going to be to getting on, but so prediction wise, is that it, Bonds? Is that it? Is Dre going to be hesitant to get on the stage? Because is there a potential that Diddy washes Dr. Dre in this thing?
I don't see Diddy washing Dre. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Stalemate?
At best, yeah, because there's only 20 joints, so Dre can't play everything. You know what I'm saying? If it was 100 joints, then yeah, Dre get them, but there's 20 joints. They both got 20 joints. They
And
both got
20 joints. That's why I was saying, my bad, Bonds. That's why I was saying with JD, with Jermaine Dupri and Puff, is going to make for real compelling entertainment because it's only 20 songs. How are they going to structure? What songs are they going to use? Pretty sure songs are going to get left out that we all love.
Okay.
Now, let me say an open question then. Since it's open questions, can I start? What if they say no, nothing, just your songs that's on your personal album? Because they both came out with, well, Dre albums was The Chronic with mad people, so you can't say that. But just say your songs, even though they didn't even write their own lyrics. But
all right, so let's break this down.
Okay.
First of all, Dr. Dre comes with the NWA hits, right? He's gonna come with his. He's gonna come. What does Diddy respond to the NWA Dr. Dre with? What?
Okay. Now since you playing NWA, that's other people verse on it. So now that means I can play, since we saying just stuff I rapped on, nothing I produced. If I didn't rap on it, we can't do it. So just songs they rapped on.
Well, he could start with Express Yourself.
I might do Hate Me Now.
No, you.
Why not?
All right, so you're gonna go Hate Me Now first.
All right. I mean, I could do it. I can start with a Biggie hook.
All right, so hold up. All right, so
my downfall or something. They pray for my downfall.
Hans, you play the straight man on this. Let me and Rosewood go back into what we were doing a little bit earlier with how Diddy was going to deflect Bow Wow and Da Brat. So, Rosewood, you're obviously playing you're playing Diddy. So Dr. Dre comes out with first. He comes out with he's obviously got the Eazy-E records that he's done. How does Diddy combat Eazy-E to start things off?
You gotta come. Anything on the No Way Out album. I would think anything that Drake came with that was NWA, Puff will be coming with the No Way Out album.
All right, so you're gonna have to go to Juicy. You're probably gonna have to go to Juicy to start things off. That's the first way that you got it going, really.
Craig Mack, man.
It will be Flavor in Your Ear.
You're gonna lose.
Flavor in Your Ear.
How?
Okay, you're gonna lose the first round.
How?
NWA is gonna top Craig Mack 100%.
We talking about one song. We're not talking about.
Let's get to the next. Let's get to the second round.
Express Yourself against Flavor in Your
Ear. Dr. Dre, next round. What's Dr. Dre coming up with next? Dr. Dre comes up next with Snoop Dogg, 187, Deep Cover, or even Gin and Juice, one of those records. He's got Snoop Dogg on deck. Who does Diddy combat Snoop Dogg with? Mace, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You guys just went Craig Mack, so now you got to go big.
Yeah. Then you can bring Big for Snoop. Yeah.
Okay.
Bring Snoop now, Big. Okay, yeah.
So now Dre's got Pac, California Love. Where do you go?
Damn, let's see.
When you switch Mace, go Mace first and then go Big with Pac.
No, now you go. Yep, now you go Mace.
Yeah. Well, no, I think what Bond said. See, now I didn't know you were going to bring Pac next. So, all right, I will have Mace for Snoop, and then I'll bring Big for Pac.
All right, so Big is going to top Snoop. Pac is going to top Mace. And then, okay, after Pac, Dre's coming in with his single, Forgot About Dre with Eminem. So now he's got Eminem.
Now you gotta bring Black Robin. You gotta bring Black Robin.
Like whoa. Yeah, like whoa.
I'll bring Black Robin. Whoa.
Yep, to go
special delivery. Dre. A special delivery.
To go against Forgot About Dre.
Yeah, so you bring Whoa.
Okay, so now you got Forgot About Dre. And so now Dr. Dre is gonna come back. So now since you did like Whoa, which has nothing from Diddy on it, besides an intro.
Right.
Dr. Dre's coming back with In the Club.
Yeah. I knew you was going there. He
Dr.
coming
Dre's
back.
coming back because they made 50 Cent next.
So would Sean come up with Puffy come with Sean? You know, Bad Boy Anthem.
We got to go to Bonds.
Locks.
We got to go to Bonds.
Jadakiss.
Bonds, who was going to take that round? 50 Cent in the club or Whoa by Black Rob?
In the club or Whoa? Well, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Right?
Damn. Sheesh. I'm gonna say Whoa, maybe. Damn, I don't even know. I can't.
Okay. All right. So what do we got? We got so we're gonna come with Nate Dogg, the next episode, and then you got the locks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What record from
the locks? Hold the locks, right?
What record from the locks that's gonna top the next episode, Bonds?
Money, Power, Respect.
And then we top the next episode. So we got to win for Diddy. Next I'm coming with what are we coming with next? I guess next we got to come with Blow Your Mind from Gwen Stefani. You know what I'm saying? And Eve. Right. Blow Your Mind.
Okay, yeah, with Dre doing that.
Okay. Boom. Then I'm coming with Mary J. Blige, Real Love.
Okay.
Yeah, Real Love. Man,
that's cool. That's cool. Dre comes back. Hate it or love it. The introduction of the game. Hate it or love it. How we do. One of those records.
I'll bring Shine. Bad Boy Anthem.
Okay, so we took that round. So we took that round. All right.
That lineup was perfect, though. I wish we could have that right there. Not the same song.
That so quick without no thought at all. It's okay.
Like, had that and sell that ASAP.
With no brainer, huh?
No brainer.
We took that right.
And then so what was next? Dr. Dre and Kendrick Lamar, I guess. There's nothing, you guys. There's not French Montana. Then you come with French Montana, Unforgettable.
Yeah. If you want Dre with Kendrick, French Lamar, yeah. Kendrick Lamar, and then you add French Montana and Pop. Yeah.
All right. So what am I missing from Dre? What am I missing from Dre now, you guys? I mean, because there's a lot of music that didn't really materialize, like Busta Rhymes' album.
Yeah, Rakim's album.
Bishop Lamont, you know.
Bishop Lamont. You got a few people.
What am I missing from Dr. Dre here, you guys?
Then he's supposed to do a Rakim joint too, right?
Yeah. I said the Rakim album.
The Eve too or something, right?
Eve, yeah, I do believe probably Eve project. And maybe a couple people like that Aftermath was supposed to push out, but didn't. You know, I definitely thought we was getting the Busta Rhymes joint and definitely thought we was getting the Eve joint.
Oh yeah, somebody said Exhibit.
Yep, he could play Exhibit's joint. What's the difference? Or he could just play. I think he produced X for Exhibit, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, Daz and Corrupt and all of them.
The Dog Pound.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of early records Dre could play. You know, obviously we skipped over them, man. I don't know. I think it would really, it potentially could be a stalemate, man. Potentially could be a stalemate, but honestly,
at the least, like Bond said, at the least a stalemate.
Diddy I think I might have to go with a stalemate on this one, man. No. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a stalemate, man, just to keep it. Ab went with Dr. Dre. Me and Bonds went stalemate, right, Bonds?
Yeah, yeah.
The way we just broke it down, I think it would be a stalemate. I don't think it would be no clear winner. Because the way we broke it down with them that's bringing out those artists or playing those songs in that format.
They rapped on.
Somebody, please, who was watching this, please take notes. Iceberg, were you watching? Take notes. Who actually got more points when we were just doing it? I'm pretty sure Dre got more points when we were just doing it, Rosewood.
But that's the songs back and forth, and that's thinking of the people, how we lined it up. It just seemed like it would be a stalemate. I don't think it would be a clear-cut winner.
Because when you guys we took Whoa with In the Club And then we also took that later one. We also took another one.
Dr. Dre got songs with Nas. He can
Shine over Game.
Yeah. Dr. Dre can do stuff off the firm. Matter of fact, he got Phone Tap with Nas. Dr. Dre and Nas got a song together. So we left that out from Dre.
No, I know we missed a lot, man.
Yeah.
But I think judges. So I'm gonna have to go Dr. Dre. And Rosewood, you're sticking with stalemate.
No, I gotta go with Dre. I just gotta go with Dre. I go with Dre.
Forgot
now,
Dre.
Bond said it would be more interesting, probably to see. It would be more likely to see JD versus Diddy right now. Yeah, I would love to see the banter back and forth between them. Rosewood, as we saw in that live, they were really loose with one another. But I would also like to see a clear-cut match between versus between Dre and Diddy, where it's just about the music, where it's about who has made better music, and they can both make their remarks too. You know what I mean? I'd like to see those music catalogs placed up against each other, the East versus the West. But like Bond said, it could be New York versus Atlanta. You know what I mean? And now everybody in the chat's going to crucify me and say, Mikey T, why are you saying it's this place versus this place?
But Diddy got heavy presence down in the A. Shout out to the whole A, man.
That's a fact.
All the zones. Diddy got had a heavy presence down in Atlanta. So Atlanta wins all over. Like Atlanta definitely wins. I don't see it being no split.
Yo, what is this dude talking about? Bonds Rosewood. Freedom Ramos says Diddy did songs with puppets.
I
don't know. Maybe some soundtrack stuff or something.
I think he's being. I think he means like he's saying people are puppets.
I don't know.
Diddy didn't really have that many hits. It was all Biggie. Well, we only put Biggie up against Snoop or Pac.
Yeah, Pac against Pac.
No, that was not. I think you should keep him against Snoop so you can get the win.
No, because we gotta have him against Pac, man.
Then it's gonna be a stalemate.
That's what I'm saying.
And then Snoop's just gonna beat Mace.
Yes.
So you got to go the opposite way so you can get the win.
Now, I know what you're saying, but just for the culture, we got to do Pac big. It's only right.
Bonds, you allowing that, even though it's going to mean you guys lose a point and then you guys stalemate a point. You going to allow that for New York, Team East Coast?
I mean, it makes sense. We got to do, you know what I mean? We got to put big in, I mean.
We gotta keep Big away from Pac because you put Big up against Snoop.
And I respect that too. Taking
no, you're right. You're right. Right. I'm not saying for the culture, we would have to put Pac up against Big.
Yeah.
You got to sacrifice that one.
Yeah, he already died for it, man.
Freedom Ramos says, yeah, Diddy did songs with some real G's, no doubt, but Dre doubled that. Doubled it? Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's saying with NWA and then with Death Row, you know, with how their format was and with the the program Diddy was on, it was more like Pop, but they both set the impacts and the tones, for generations and generations. So, like I said, that goes back to what I was saying. Dre has his own sound. You can hear Dr. Dre's sound. All right, that's Dr. Dre right there. Diddy does remixes. That what kind of made him stand out from other executive producers was the remixes he did for other people's songs. And that's where Diddy really got his shine from, So for somebody to say it was only Biggie making the hits, no, Diddy was making hits from back with Flavor in Your Air. He decided to make that a remix, and that became even bigger than the regular song.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely agree with you saying that. It wasn't just Biggie that made all the hits. Now, let me ask you guys before we get out of here, taking open questions right now, if anybody wants to send in their last questions. What was the worst remix album to ever come out? You guys can agree with me if you want or bring up your own. I would have to say the worst remix album to ever come out would have to be when Suge Knight did that deal with Koch for the Tupac New Mix Classics. Did you guys ever hear about that album? It sold like 700,000 copies first week, or not first week overall. It sold like 700,000, but it was like they were basically giving new remixes to like Hit 'Em Up and all the Tupac songs.
That's crazy.
Should have tried it, but I think he did that with Dr. Dre's album too. Like since he doing, like the rest of the Chronic, I remember
they released Chronic 2000. Suge Knight Represents.
Yep, that right there. That I ain't gonna lie, that was lame as fuck. That was lame.
Like crazy.
Because I'm looking at the promotion, and they really had like these. Like I remember the promotion inside the radio station. Like they had these bad chicks playing up the radio DJ, and like all the like you seen they had all the Death Row. Like they had Snoop album up there, Dog Pound new album. You see the Chronic 2000. It's got like a Philly blunt in the ashtray. I'm like, what the, yo, don't it say don't? You should have brought that. Nobody should have. I'm pretty sure people did though.
Wow. And then they followed it up with the Dog Pound's album. He called the Dog Pound album 2002.
Yeah, too much.
How about too much? He forced Dre to rename his album. But one of my friends was telling me, Bonds, one of the reasons that New Classics albums could have been released is because it was a last-ditch effort from Suge Knight, because they were just about to take all of his rights to Snoop or to Dr. Dre or to Tupac shit away. So he did this shit where he did a deal with Koch. Interscope had really severed ties with him. Mm-hmm. He did a deal with Koch to release this out, and it sold 700,000 overall. So that's not the worst check, right, Bonds?
Yeah, that's a fact though. Nah, and they probably gave him a nice check up front. You know what I'm saying? That's why he gave him the album or whatever.
Yeah, and the crazy part about it, he didn't even give him all the stuff like it's the all the bangers that we got now. Should could have probably pieced together that same thing and put out a better project. But like you said, he probably got the bag up front, and he about to lose all his licensing agreements. Oh, take this real quick. Yep. He fulfilled his obligation.
Do you have an album or what were we saying the album was, Rosewood? Do you have like a worst remix album?
That's why you said album. You shot with the Suge Knight jar.
I like Rosewood's The Chronic 2000, where they stole Dre's name title.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe that from Keezy shit. That's and they talk about hold on, my bad, Bonds. They talk about Karen Civil taking the 60,000. What the fuck? You see what Suge did? Suge said, hold on. I know you got your project about to come out, but it's never gonna come out.
That's great.
And I'm gonna put it out. I'm gonna put it out for you.
Yep. Yeah. Yo, and Bonds, not to cut you off, bro. Yeah. Not to steal another one of your answers either. But one of the ones where they actually got me was when they released that Snoop Dogg album called Dead Man Walking. You know? And I thought it was a real Snoop Dogg release, but it was all the old Snoop Dogg shit on Death Row. And yo, they actually sold 220,000 copies of that in 1 week.
Because back then you ain't had no internet. You ain't had no social media dissing the joint. Like, no, that ain't what it is.
You're like, yo, that's Snoop Dogg's new album?
Hey, Suge, you was fucking niggas' heads up, man.
Yeah, Suge, yeah.
But what do you think, Bonds? You got a worst remix album ever released?
Shit, I didn't hear those ones that Suge put out, but I did hear one of those Biggie duets album. I think it was the Biggie duet where he had everybody on it too. They had him with songs with everybody on it, and I listened to it, and it was like, nah, this is not.
Biggie duets.
Yeah, I was a man. We got Jazzy Faye on song. I was like, yo, Biggie don't even know who the fuck Jazzy Faye is, man.
I thought the same damn thing.
It's facts.
They had Big up there with everybody, man.
Puff said,
that was pimping Big out, man.
No,
I think they had the Rough Ends dudes on there. You remember them niggas?
Yeah.
Shot spree. They had
Everybody.
various dudes like for no reason.
Yeah, right. I don't know. They gave that 60 racks up. So that's what happened.
I was about to say, he probably told niggas like, yo, he put the industry bug out, like, yo, we got the Biggie duets coming out, 60,000, you can get it right on there.
Oh, huh. Boom, there you go.
Pick your song for 100,000.
Yup.
The Juicy verse.
Yup. That's
So
business,
you guys
man.
know, Death Row was doing a bunch of, Death Row was doing a bunch of movie soundtracks with Pac.
Yeah, Above the Room.
And those soundtracks were distributed through Interscope Records, you guys. Mm-hmm. So I was looking at some of the releases that they did. You know, they did Above the Rim in '94, and that went double platinum. That was obviously Death Row / Interscope. Mm-hmm. And then they had let me see here. They had Gridlocked, right? They had Gridlocked, which went platinum, and it was #1 on Billboard. That was Death Row / Interscope as well. But and then they Gang Related, right? Interscope opted out of releasing Gang Related, and Gang Related was dropped on Priority / Death Row. But Gang Related soundtrack actually went double platinum, whereas the Gridlock only went platinum one time, Rosewood. Why do you think Interscope didn't want to ride with them for one more album? You think they were really done with Death Row's bullshit? The Lady of Rage album just flopped, Necessary Roughness, and they were done.
I think they were done. It was too much going on. And Jimmy said, I'm gonna cut my losses while I'm ahead. You know, I'm gonna cut my losses while I'm ahead. So they had success. Jimmy capitalized, and basically they had enough money to go anywhere they wanted with the product. The product was good. So they could have went. That's why it went to Priority and still was able to go double. You see, Rage product wasn't that good. So it wouldn't sell wherever if you was on Interscope or Priority. That machine couldn't push it. You know, everybody thought at the time that the machine can just push you. But no, you had to really be in effect and really have, you know, the songs that everybody wanted to hear, you know, really following the machine and going with it. So I think Interscope was just done with everything that was going on with the whole situation.
Even though they had this one more movie album in the, you know what I mean, in the tank.
Yeah, because they still had music projects that they're still behind, and they're still getting income off those music projects as well. So to cut that relationship with the movie scene, they said that's cool.
Now, Bonds, maybe you could reflect if you've seen either of these movies, Gridlocked or Gang Related.
Yeah, I seen them back in the day.
Bonds, would there have been a reason that Gang Related sold more than Gridlock when it came to the amount of records?
Oh yeah, the soundtrack. You said Gang Related soundtrack sold more?
Yeah, it sold 2 million. But from what I'm reading,
had that song on there. He had that Gang Related soundtrack.
Gang Related did have something on there. It had a song on there.
Made N-word.
Yeah.
Made
nigga. Yeah, see now, all right, and now Propeller, because that video was crazy too.
Yeah, and that's a big song.
That's a big song, and that video is major because the Uncut has, you know, people getting shot in there, and then they got an imitation Puffy and Big in there, and that's when Big opened the drawer for the gun and he grabbed the Twinkie. It's funny, man.
So, guys, this is really the question I really wanted to answer or ask about this. This is why I brought up those two movie soundtracks. You know, they had like 3 movie soundtracks that Death Row did. How do you think, Bonds, how do you think Suge Knight later convinced them to let Death Row do the Dysfunctional Family soundtrack for that Eddie Griffin movie?
Check, man. You know, once those, because the labels is in a position where they got the machine, they running the machine. So if they got a product, they can almost tell minimum how much money they're gonna make. You know what I'm saying? They pressing up CDs for 50 cents a pop, and they selling them for $10, $15 in them times. They already know. Listen, they could say, listen, all right, we're gonna make 10 million at least. So they already know they can give whoever the product is, they can give them $1 million. They're gonna scream and act like, you know what I'm saying, they hit the lotto, but they, you know what I'm saying? That's so when they hot right there, they probably got various labels coming to them like, yo, you know what I'm saying? To, you know what I mean?
Well, they weren't hot at this point.
What year was that?
This was actually 2003.
Yeah, but he still had relationships with the label, and
he still had deep relationships with all the labels at
yeah.
And
obviously Griffin might have asked for them.
And this was the last this was the last movie soundtrack that they released, and the last album that they did on Priority as well, you guys. After that came the Tupac New Classics, another very best of Death Row album. Bonds, how did you feel back in the day when all these Death Row compilations kept releasing the very best of Death Row, Snoop Doggy Dogg, Death Row, Snoop Doggy Dogg greatest hits? You know what I mean? Like, did you feel like there was a lot of them back then, or was that just like kind of like me?
Yeah, but I wasn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't really on my business. I wasn't really that business savvy, so I ain't really understand it like I look at it today, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Things is just coming out, you know? It's just hip hop, it's just growing, like, you know what I mean?
But we knew it wasn't Dre over there no more. We knew Pac dead. Snoop was at No Limit.
Yeah, we was looking at that for like, Death Row was like over anyway.
Right. We looking like Dre and Snoop not even approving these songs.
Yeah.
You know, if it was up to them, we wouldn't be having no greatest hits.
Yeah.
But we just know it's different producers on the same beat. I mean, same song.
Oh my God. They actually had a new mix volume. They had a new mix classics volume 2. You gotta be kidding me.
Suge, man. Shout out to Suge Knight, man. For keeping the fucking ball rolling, man. He tried.
No, look, on the very best of Death Row, you got Against All Odds, California Love, Gin and Juice, Nothing But a G Thing, Ambitions as a Rider, Who Am I, What's My Name, Regulate, Ain't No Fun, New York, Let Me Ride. It's like you got all the songs you have.
I could have made that on my CD in 2003. In 2003, when I was making CDs, I would have made it best of Death Row with that on there. Why do I need Suge Knight?
Hey, and it shows, Rosewood, because this album on Billboard, it went to let me see. It went to number 94 on Billboard.
Oh, I thought it was going to crack top 20 of Billboard. I was like, what the?
No more, bro. No more. He Snoop Dogg, number 28.
I can see Snoop Dogg is his own entity, so I can see a best of Snoop Dogg doing something. But the best of Death Row, we know what it is.
Yep, exactly, man. But yo, appreciate you, Payday, for tuning in. Major salute to you. Bonds, you want to give everybody your drops, give everybody your plugs?
Bond Simmons, man. Check me out, man. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, everything, man. You know what it is, man. Tap in, Local Legends. Drop that album. It's fire. You working. Videos is out. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the YouTube. Tap in. You know what it is. Paul Car Radio, baby.
Hey, everybody. I'm going to post Bonds' new album, The Local Legend, on Spotify. Let me know in the chat if y'all mess with Spotify.
Yeah.
Let me know if y'all mess with Spotify, because you guys can get it there, or you can just check it out in full on YouTube. It's also on iTunes.
Yep.
Come back with your feedback, man. Let me know. Tap in,
man. Definitely feedback.
Everybody hit that link right there. Shoot Bonds a follow. Chris says, yo, Bonds, you remind me of Mr. Cheeks.
It's Queens, my fellow Queens. Shout out to Mr. Cheeks, man.
Shout out Mr. Cheeks, man. He definitely came to Philly a few times, did a few shows on Broad Street, man.
Yeah, Cheeks, for love, man.
Yeah, Cheeks is a real one for sure. I'm going to pass it over to Rosewood now. Rosewood, get everybody your plugs, my brother. Let them know just what it is you do.
Oh, definitely, man. You know, Spill Entertainment over here, man. a sturdy, honorable management company coming out of the city of Philadelphia, man. And we trying to do some real positive things in the city of Philadelphia. Shout out my brother Razor, out here doing some real heavy, honorable things in the city, man. And you know what it is. Y'all can follow me at spill_ENT and hit me up, man, if you trying to do any type of work, man. Shout out Mikey T, man, Report Card Radio, and shout out my G Bond Simmons. Also, shout out my guy SB Twiz. Shout out to the whole Somerville, the whole Logan 15th and that Cannon. We in the building, man.
That's right. And tell Razor I said to heal up. I know he busted up his foot.
Yeah.
Seen him in the boot.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'll definitely let him know, man. Shout out to my brother, man.
And everybody in here, shoot SV Twiz a follow. Let him know Mikey T and the hip hop panel sent you. Follow our brother Twiz. He had to log off a little bit earlier. His phone probably died and all that. But definitely appreciate Twiz for tuning in. We always got to hold our bro down on the hip hop panel.
Definitely.
That's the hood blogger. You know what I'm saying? Rosewood, that's the analyst right there, Rosewood. And Bonds is the rapper. And you know me, I'm the host, Mikey T, the movie star. I want everybody to follow me on the gram right now. Whoever follows me, I'm going to follow you back. But more importantly, guys, when we get out of here, we're leaving you with some music. Bond Simmons' new album, Local Legend, is posted up right now, pinned link. So when we get out of here, everybody go check out that Local Legend from Bond Simmons.
Please do. Appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. For sure. Peace and love to everybody, man.
Peace.
Appreciate everybody for tapping in tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night.